one second, man. All right, man. So this is who you are?
Yes. What your Miss Jagger is your first name or last name?
Last name.
All right, Mr. Jagger. Yes, that is who I am. I drive the semis for UPS. I am not Mike. I don't know nothing about Mike. I'm a craps player here. Look, there's my socks for UPS. Can you please, you got a gun here. Will you please take me out of these cuffs? My shoulders are killing me.
You're going to sit there for a minute, man. So, when he gave you this information, did you guys verify it against an ID, or how does that work?
So, in that report there's an ID on there as well, and we can show you that one.
Okay.
I just need a break. My shoulders are killing me.
So that's the ID that he presented. I'll be.
Look at the nose.
Yeah. Huh. Weird. Very weird.
Now this drives me crazy because notice what's happening here. The computer says it's him, and then they treat that like it's 100% identity certainty. But here's the truth. Facial recognition does not 100% identify identity. The software only gives you a similarity score. And even if that score is high, they say from the very beginning on this facial recognition software that it is never a certain match. It's only a probability. So when the casino's team claims, oh, this is a 100% match, you got to understand that's nothing more than marketing speak, and it shows you that this technology is flawed. In fact, the problem with this software is it's basically a watch list situation. You're taking one face and you're comparing it to a whole bunch of faces in a database. Now, if you do that enough times, you're bound to get some type of confidence match somewhere. Now, that type of search to identify similar faces, that's very different than you identifying your phone. If you take your phone through biometrics and you look at it, it's literally comparing one face to another face, not one face to millions of faces. And when you compare one face to millions of faces, get ready for lots of false positives. For example, how many of you have a doppelganger? For me, I've had people say that I look like Big Show. Either way, all of us have people out there that look very much like us, and you start feeding millions of people into a database, get ready. They're going to claim you're someone else. Facial recognition is only ever a clue. It's never the answer. And until police start treating it that way, innocent people like this poor guy are going to continue to get arrested. So at this point, the casino security takes Jason Killinger's ID and they compare it to the photo that they already have. And they start looking at it saying, oh, yeah, maybe this is the same guy. Not because the ID was fake or his facts didn't line up, but because the software says so. And this is where facial recognition falls apart in the real world. Lighting matters. Camera angles matter. Lens distortion matters. Image quality matters. If the original trespass photo came from a different camera, a different day, different lighting, then the algorithm can absolutely give you a false match. Error rates can change based on age, race, sex, and other factors, depending on how the system was trained and what data it learned from. So two people looking kinda similar can turn into a match much easier than people think. And this isn't just my opinion. Experts have been warning about this for years. In August 2025, Travis Williams, a black man from New York City, was arrested for a crime he didn't commit, simply because AI facial surveillance said he did it. He spent 2 days in jail, despite being 8 inches taller and 70 pounds heavier than the man they were looking for. The only similarities the two men shared is that they both were black men and both had dreads. So even in a system that's touted by Clearview AI and others as being 99% right, who would have thought that AI would still be biased? Think about it. If AI scans 1,000 faces, it will still identify 10 innocent people as being guilty. You say, well, hey, 99%'s not bad, unless you're one of the 10 innocent.
And the pictures are very, I mean, the nose.
Right, and then we have our new system, our new facial recognition system, and that's what it's telling us. It's telling us that it's looking at it, and it's doing that. And then there was another one that came up when he was at our TRK, which is one of our better cameras. This was right before we arrested him. We looked at it and said, that's him. And it came up
100%. Okay.
100% match.
Yeah. So the software is saying it, that it's legit.
Right. And it's
so
it's pretty damn accurate.
So either he presented a fake identification the first time, or he's presenting it now. Even if he had a twin, it wouldn't be 100%.
Right.
on the facial, right?
I wouldn't think so, but I don't know, because they say twins share DNA, right?
But
Well,
like,
I guess it depends upon if they're
like,
identical.
I've seen identical twins where it's like, even, I mean, moms can tell them apart.
Right.
So it's,
The other thing that kind of made us feel suspicious, or
yeah.
us managers, was right after our officers made contact and they saw the ID that he's presenting today,
Uh-huh.
and they're like, okay, it's not the same guy. He immediately gets up and starts cashing out, like running for the door. I'm like, okay, if it really wasn't him, why is he running for
Why
the
is he
door?
getting ready to leave?
This cop trusts this AI software so much that he thinks it can tell the difference between identical twins just because their mothers can. That's disturbing, because under Illinois versus Gates, probable cause is supposed to be developed based on the totality of the circumstances, like look at his ID, look at everything else that he has, look at his actual face, not just based on one piece of evidence alone. So when an algorithm flags someone, that's supposed to be the starting point, not the finish line. Now, the next step here should be real simple for the cops. Take the AI evidence, the so-called facial match, and compare it to non-AI, non-algorithm evidence. How about doing a little bit of actual investigation? How about looking at the government ID that all of us are given? But what do the cops do here, and cops do so often? They skip that step, and then false arrests become much more common. Robert Williams is a perfect example. Someone shoplifted from a store in Detroit, and a blurry image from the security camera was run through facial recognition. The system matched it to an old driver's license photo of Mr. Williams, and he was arrested in front of his family and spent several hours in police custody, even though he was 100%. Someone shoplifted from a store in Detroit, and a blurry image from the security camera was run through facial recognition. The system matched it to an old driver's license photo of Mr. Williams, and he was arrested in front of his family and spent several hours in police custody, even though he was 100% innocent. This is what happens when a so-called match is treated as proof instead of just a lead.
What's going on?
I have a precarious situation. I'm trying to positively identify somebody who may or may have or may be using a fake ID. So I've got two names, two Nevada driver's license numbers and all that. If there's a chance I could have you run both and see if any of them come back and maybe send me pictures in an email of what their IDs come back as.
Yep.
Huh. That is super weird. Do you see resemblance in those?
Yeah.
Yeah, that is.
But yeah, they're the 83, 78, yeah.
That's super weird.
Uh-huh.
So I have a feeling these are both the same guy, but he has different IDs. That's
Really?
crazy. Because their software here, they have this facial recognition software here at the Pepper Mill, and he came back as a 100% match for the character who was previously trespassed.
Yeah,
So this is definitely a weird one. So I have a feeling he's somehow making some fake identification or something, but I mean, if you're pulling them up, then they're legitimate.
yeah, they're both through the DMV at least. somehow able to get him.
Okay, so now we're in the middle of a Fourth Amendment problem, probable cause. And probable cause isn't based on, I have a feeling. And it's definitely not a computer saying 100%. It's supposed to be a reasonable belief based upon all the facts that a specific person committed a specific crime. Now here's the amazing part. The officer did check both of Killinger's IDs, and he admitted that they're legitimate. And instead of considering the obvious answer here, which is the software got it wrong, he went the other direction. And this is what's dangerous. The cop tries to make the facts now fit the software. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is what manufacturing probable cause looks like. And the worst part is, Mr. Killinger has no way of challenging the AI in that moment. He has to just go along with being arrested.
Then this guy that they have now detained presents a different ID with a different name, Jason Killinger, and that has a matching photo for him now. I mean, the photos are different photos, but they look like the same exact guy. The only difference is one has a chin goatee. But definitely super weird. So all of these driver's licenses are both valid. So either he is who he says he is, and he's not actually ever actually trespassed, which I doubt because their software is pretty cool, and the fact that he's acting super suspicious. Two, I just have a feeling somehow maybe he's got a hookup at the DMV where he's got two different driver's licenses that are registered with the Department of Motor Vehicles with different names and dates of birth. So I guess I'll arrest him on that and then just list him as a John Doe and then have him booked in for a wins check.
Now this is a pattern I see in wrongful facial recognition arrests. Once the system flags you, every normal action you might make gets treated as something suspicious. You try to walk away for a moment and suddenly it looks like you're running. You protest about being innocent. Oh, but now you're being difficult. Your ID matches up perfectly with who you say you are, and all that means is you must have a DMV hookup. Instead of looking at the facts, the cops look at two legitimate IDs, and they can't even imagine that there's something wrong with this software. They never even think that two people could look similar and that the AI could screw up.
So right now, because I can't identify you, man. It's weird because essentially it looks like you have two names. I don't know, man. So I can't identify you. Unfortunately, that means that they can't cite you. You can't be cited, then you are arrested. So
I'm arrested?
yep, I'm
going
to
jail?
Yep.
Are you kidding me?
I'm not a joker, man. So you'll be arrested and you'll get fingerprinted up at the jail, and then they'll be able to discern your identity and what the mix-up is with this stuff. I'll be 100% honest. Could legitimately be you have a doppelganger running around, but they are strikingly similar and enough. Their fancy AI technology that reads faces. No, it says it's a 100% match. But at this point, our hands are tied because, you know, a reasonable and prudent person would, based off the software, based off the pictures, based off of even your driver's license picture, make the reasonable conclusion that all three are the same person, just two different IDs with two different names.
Can you look at the back of the IDs? Because I have all the endorsements except for motorcycle and hazmat.
Okay.
Other than that, I got all the endorsements.
But that's the thing is
his a CDL?
So that's the thing is it's either someone else is using your stuff or you're using somebody else's stuff, and unfortunately you look too much like the guy in that picture, so much so that the fancy computer that does all the face scanning of everybody who walks in this casino makes the same determination that my feeble human brain does. So
My feeble human brain does so.
If I got a check stub from my work,
check stub.
yeah, would that prove it to you guys?
Honestly, man,
No.
the only way is gotta get your fingerprinted out.
Notice when Mr. Killinger is being arrested here, he asks if he could show a pay stub in his name. Later, it turns out he has even more forms of ID in his car. His vehicle registration, his insurance card, and even his Teamster's ID. But the officer's response? Oh, no. I'm not taking any of this at face value. He says the only way to prove Mr. Killinger is who he says he is to fingerprint him.
and super weird. Because this poor guy might be like legitimately somebody else, and something else. I don't know. It's weird call.
I'll be honest, I don't know what to think because usually those systems are pretty good. Like,
Right.
we've used those systems in the past to catch homicide suspects.
Sure.
So like, they're fairly reliable. So if it comes back, you know, one angle on your face, it was 99%. The other one was 100%.
Is that right?
Yeah. So it's like, it says that you're that guy.
Well, unless I've gone crazy, I'm pretty sure it's not me.
Yeah. You seem like a stand-up guy, and it's probably a really terrible case of mistaken identity.
I can't believe I've been arrested. I've never been arrested. Never. Not once. What the good is the ID then? Why do I even carry that mother? That one young security guard, man, like a robot. That's what pisses me off, is because they don't think, you know. It's like, well, this is what I was taught. Use your head. And then people aren't smart enough to think for themselves. They're just not.
Fortunately, it's the world we live in.
This whole incident is a due process problem. Now, due process is supposed to mean you get notice and a real chance to contest the accusation. But how can you fight an AI match when no one can explain how it came up with the result? What database it searched? What error rate it has, or how often it actually gets it wrong. The Constitution doesn't allow cops to outsource their judgment and stop thinking. Once the cops take away your freedom through cuffs, jail, and booking, it's back on them to justify it. But with these AI systems, all the pressure falls back on the innocent person to prove who they actually are. And this doesn't just happen on private property. For nearly 2 years, the New Orleans Police Department ran its own facial recognition system in secret. Hundreds of cameras scanning faces as they walk by, cross-referencing them with police watch lists. When the system thought it found a match, it didn't go to the judge to sign off on a warrant. Oh no, it just sent an alert to a police officer with their name and their location. No warrant, no notice, and no disclosure. The use of these cameras, they never appeared in police reports, and it was never disclosed to defense attorneys when prosecutors decided to actually prosecute people for crimes where the only real basis for the alert was facial recognition. But here's the worst part. All of this happened even after New Orleans had already passed a law banning the use of facial recognition software on its people. The law said it could only be used for serious crimes and with strict oversight. So how did the police get around it? They outsourced it. They simply went to a private network and worked out a deal with them to do what they couldn't do on their own. And when reporters exposed it in 2025, the city suddenly paused the program. But by then, the damage was done. For a full 2 years, a major American city was running a full facial recognition system where cops were monitoring everything everyone was doing. Just like Mr. Killinger here, the fine citizens of New Orleans had no opportunity to question or defend themselves from what AI facial recognition was doing. They were simply arrested because AI said so.
If all goes well, you should be out of those cuffs in the next, hopefully, 8 to 10 minutes.
Okay, good. All because some that looks like me was sleeping in the casino. It's not me.
Best of luck, man.
Sorry. That's okay.
Yeah, so
That's weird.
it's super weird. So it's one of those ones, like, I genuinely, like, I kind of believe him.
Yeah.
Now, this is what really gets me. When the officer finally takes the time to talk to Mr. Killinger, it's when he finally starts to dawn on him, we might actually have a case here of mistaken identity. Even still, he goes against his own instincts because he can't seem to believe that the AI software would really screw up. Mr. Killinger finally proves who he is. But due process isn't supposed to depend on luck, fingerprints, or whether a system finally admits it's wrong. It's supposed to protect you before your freedom's taken. Mr. Killinger had to spend about 24 hours in custody, and he had to be treated for sprains in both shoulders, and he had bruises on both of his wrists. As a result, he now has an arrest on his clean criminal record, and he has to wait for the statute of limitations before he can get it expunged. So I don't blame him for deciding to sue these officers for this wrongful arrest and a violation of his civil rights. So finally, what can you do to make sure this doesn't happen to you? The first thing you can do is to shrink your online facial footprint. Make your social profiles private when you can, and take down public photos that are so easy for AI to search. And be careful about posting your name alongside clear facial shots. I say this because companies like Clearview AI and others that feed these AI databases, they pull from your photos that you put online to feed their databases. Secondly, in high surveillance places, you can try to minimize the odds that facial recognition will actually see you. If you're worried about being identified, sunglasses that block infrared light can hide your eyes, and certain hats can reflect infrared back at the camera to obscure your face. Thirdly, if a business allows you to opt out of their biometric programs, take that option. But if security confronts you because the system flagged you, always stay calm. Ask if you're being detained or if you're free to leave. Ask them to review your identity by using normal methods, like showing your ID. And if you run into a dummy security guard like this situation, ask a supervisor to review it. If you're forcibly detained by private security or you're injured, write down their names and exactly what they do, because you will have a civil case to bring against that private company later for how they treated you. And if police show up and they've already decided you're guilty because AI said so, don't escalate the situation. Remember, you always have a right to remain silent. You can always refuse to answer questions unless your lawyer is present. And if they continue to pursue this, you can bring a civil rights action against these officers, just like Mr. Killinger did, because they violated your rights. But the long-term fix here is policy. We need laws passed. We need transparency about the use of AI, and we need public pressure. Laws should require that no face match alone can lead to an arrest. Searches should be logged and audited, and a mandatory requirement that if AI is used as part of an investigation, that is disclosed to all parties. And finally, the Supreme Court needs to finally look at facial recognition and rule it for what it is: an invasion of our expectation of privacy and should not be used by police in any way, shape, or form. But the cops don't just use facial recognition to spy on you. They also have new technology that allows them to see through walls to spy on your home. Is this legal? And how do you protect yourself? Check out this next video where I break down how to stop cops from seeing through walls to spy on your home. See you over there.
On March 7, 2020, 23-year-old Keelan Hawkins was arrested and charged in the Harris County criminal courts with driving while intoxicated. That same day, she was released on a so-called general order bond under Harris County Local Rule 9, which requires that, with the exception of defendants in certain so-called carve-out categories, all misdemeanor arrestees must be given an unsecured personal bond and promptly released, without the need for a judge to sign off first. In other words, for most misdemeanor arrestees in the county, release happens automatically, and the sheriff is instructed to let the person go without collecting an upfront payment or holding a separate in-person bond hearing. Harris County's general order bond system is unique, as it was created as part of the November 21, 2019 consent decree resulting from the 2016 class action lawsuit of O'Donnell versus Harris County, which alleged that the county's then existing misdemeanor bail practices were unconstitutional. The consent decree imposed bail reforms in Harris County, including the implementation of the general order bond. After Ms. Hawkins was released on a general order bond, her arraignment was scheduled for March 13, 2025 in the courtroom of Judge David Fleischer, who was tasked with determining whether there was probable cause to support the DWI charge and revisiting the issue of bail. Ms. Hawkins' defense attorney of record was Greg Holton, but Mr. Holton's colleague, Aaron White, handled the arraignment.
Good morning, Ms. Hawkins. Ma'am, you're charged with driving while intoxicated. You're facing up to 6 months in jail and or a $2,000 fine. We are going to do probable cause. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can or will be used against you. You have the right to have an attorney present. If you cannot afford one, one will be appointed to you, ma'am.
Yes, Judge. On March 6, 2025, at approximately 10:29 p.m., the officer observed a vehicle driving with expired registration as of March 2021. A traffic stop was initiated. However, the vehicle continued to travel down the feeder road until it turned and pulled onto the wrong side of a two-way road and parked facing northbound in the southbound side of the roadway. The officer made contact with the defendant, the driver and sole occupant of the vehicle, and observed the defendant to have bloodshot eyes, droopy eyelids, and a strong odor of an alcoholic beverage. The defendant admitted to drinking 1.5 alcoholic beverages, and the defendant stated she was buzzed but not drunk. An inventory search of the vehicle was conducted, and the officer found a large plastic cup that was 1/4 full of alcoholic beverage that smelled of tequila in the center console cup holder. Standard field sobriety tests were conducted, HGN 6 out of 6, walk and turn 5 out of 8, one leg stand 3 out of 4. The defendant was read the DIC and refused to provide a specimen. A blood search warrant was signed and executed.
Are you telling me that she has alcohol in the car while she's driving?
She had a cup of alcohol.
Ms. Hawkins, I'm going to find that there's sufficient probable cause to go forward with your case. I am now placing several conditions on your bond. If I find that you violate these conditions, I will revoke your bond, put you in jail. No more PR bonds, ma'am. You're not allowed to drive. I'm taking away your privilege to drive. You will be signing an affidavit with me today promising me you're not going to drive. I don't care what's going on in your life. If I find that you do, I can have a contempt hearing. You can be facing an additional 6 months in jail and a $500 fine. This is an affidavit that you're going to promise to me that you're not going to drive. Do you understand?
Yes, sir.
I'm also ordering you as a condition of your bond not to consume alcohol, illegal drugs, or unprescribed controlled medication. If I find that you're consuming alcohol or illegal drugs, likewise, I will revoke your bond, put you in jail, ma'am.
Judge, is that standard for driving?
She has alcohol in the car while she's driving. And so I would presume that it's elementary that you're not to have alcohol in the car while you're driving. It scares me, and I just don't want her driving for now.
After finding probable cause for the DWI charge, Judge Fleischer placed so-called conditions on Ms. Hawkins's bond, ordering her not to consume any alcohol and not to drive at all, despite the fact that the prosecution, in a written motion, had only requested that Ms. Hawkins be required to install an ignition interlock device, or IID, which is a breathalyzer installed in a vehicle that prevents it from starting if alcohol is detected in the driver's breath. Under Article 17.441 of the Texas Code of Criminal Procedure, judges must require defendants charged with repeat DWIs or aggravated offenses such as DWI with a child passenger to install an IID as a condition of release. Now, because Ms. Hawkins was a first-time DWI defendant, Article 17.441 did not mandate an IID in her case. However, under Article 17.40 of the Code of Criminal Procedure, judges have broad discretion to impose, quote-unquote, any reasonable condition of bond related to the safety of the community. Now, while judges cannot use bond conditions as a form of punishment before a conviction, as the 14th District Court of Appeals in Houston explained in the 2022 case of Ex parte Bucks, appellate courts review challenges to bond conditions under a so-called abuse of discretion standard. This means that a trial court's decision will not be overturned so long as it falls within the quote-unquote zone of reasonable disagreement. Well, here, given the allegations that Ms. Hawkins was driving while intoxicated and had an open container of alcohol in her vehicle, it is highly likely that a reviewing court would conclude that Judge Fleischer's restrictions prohibiting her from drinking alcohol and from driving a vehicle were reasonably related to community safety, and therefore not an abuse of his discretion.
Understood.
We can approach at a later date, but I'm
concerned because for her employment, she can't get to and from work, and we can't get an occupational license or something like this. It's a condition of the court. I don't think we have any opposition to putting an interlock in the vehicle so that she's not able to drink and then drive. But it just seems like no driving at all seems a bit harsh for a first offense. We don't even know what the blood is at this point.
Get it?
Welcome to Audit the Court, where we explore the legal nuance surrounding trials, hearings, and legal proceedings. In today's episode, we're going to step inside the Harris County Criminal Court in Houston, Texas, where Judge David Fleischer has developed a reputation for cutting through weak evidence and holding the state to its constitutional burdens. Over several recent hearings, Judge Fleischer evaluated whether there was probable cause to justify criminal charges against 4 different defendants, with each case raising a different question about what the law law actually requires before someone can be prosecuted. This episode will be part of an ongoing series dedicated to helping our viewers better understand how the concept of probable cause materializes in the courtroom, particularly when evaluated by a competent and impartial judge. Let us know if there are any probable cause cases that you'd like to see included in this series in the comments below. And with that said, let's dive right into our first case. On October 19th, 2024, defendant Ricardo Corral was charged with assaulting his girlfriend in violation of Section 22.01A1 of the Texas Penal Code, which criminalizes intentionally, knowingly, or recklessly causing bodily injury to another individual. Section 1.07A8 of the Penal Code defines bodily injury as physical pain, illness, or any impairment of physical condition. In a probable cause affidavit filed with the complaint, Deputy G. Brentlinger of the Harris County Sheriff's Office explained that Mr. Corral's girlfriend reported that he had grabbed her left upper arm and squeezed it during an argument, and later pulled her hair and grabbed and squeezed her right upper arm during another argument. The affidavit also stated that Deputy Brentlinger observed several bruises on her upper arms, and that she was shaking and crying while telling the story. However, Deputy Brentlinger reported that she told him that she did not feel any pain at the time of the incident, but that he knew from quote-unquote training and experience that being grabbed and bruises being left on the body causes pain. Defense attorney James Pons was appointed to represent Mr. Corral, and an arraignment was scheduled in front of Judge Fleischer on January 24th, 2025.
Yeah, sorry, Mr. Pons, I'm just...
The affidavit in that she said she didn't feel pain.
I don't know. All I know
I'm
is
telling
that...
you. That's why I'm up here challenging the PC on that one. The officer's affidavit on the complaint. He states that she stated she didn't feel any pain because she was fighting him as well.
But you said that you did feel pain.
Pulled the complete dim.
I wouldn't, or that's the problem, is the DIMS is maybe contradicting or inaccurate or different from the affidavit that I'm talking about, that the officer filed with the complaint.
So the complete DIMS reads, the complainant stated she did not feel pain at the time of the incident since she was fighting the defendant off of her, and that the officer observed the complainant shaking and crying, and the officer said, due to his training experience, I know being grabbed and bruises being left on your body causes pain. So according to the full DIMS, the complainant didn't say she felt pain. She said that she didn't feel pain at the time of the incident because she was fighting the defendant off of her. And that's what the full DIMS states. And the officer, based on training experience, saw the bruises on her and being grabbed and squeezed and came to the conclusion that it caused pain.
It could also be the exact, that what she said was, I was shaking and crying because I was fighting him. She's the one that says that.
I mean, I get it. Like at the time, you're in the stress of the excitement, so you're not feeling it. But then after...
That's not what she said, though, or that's not what
stress.
going on.
Your Honor, the key thing the officer observed were the bruises on the complainant's arm. He observed the bruising and then came to the conclusion based on that. And what she told him, she did say that the defendant squeezed her arm. And based on that, her crying, shaking, and the bruising, he came to the conclusion that she felt pain due to that being squeezed.
I mean, taken as a totality, is that not sufficient for probable cause purposes?
I don't know. You have a sworn document where she says one of the elements is missing. And then everything else that he's adding is not in that document.
To be more specific, she's saying she did not feel pain at the time of the incident since you were fighting. She didn't say she didn't ever feel pain. She said at the time since she was fighting the defendant off of her.
But the officer
That's not in that.
But the officer never asked, hey, do you feel pain? Why
And
wouldn't you
the officer
ask?
never asked. He came to the conclusion based on totality.
Get it, but I don't know. I mean, I need to look up case law. I'm not sure. I don't know if that's enough because I mean, it's such a low standard for probable cause purposes, you know? I mean, I get that you're saying that it's not alleged the pain as an element, but taken as a totality.
I guess you're saying taking as a totality. I'm saying that's a lot of speculation about stuff that's not in the DIMS or in the affidavit. Like you're making all these connections state.
I'm making the officer made the connection. He said in the DIMS, due to my training experience, I know being grabbed and bruises being left on your body causes pain. So
Right.
he made that connection.
You don't operate on hunches.
Right. And she's also stated that I was fighting him. So that could be because.
So this has been the latest crash out. And I feel like really, all it really did was make these people look like fucking morons. Oh my God.
Hello, friends, and welcome to another episode of What the Hell is Going On with your host, Ugly Belle Delphine. Now, before you ask, yes, there is an episode. What the hell is going on with your host, Ugly Belle Delphine. Now, before you ask, yes, there is an Epstein Files video coming out. I feel like everyone has like streamer brain nowadays, and like every fucking video has to be breaking news in order to get the most views. But I am taking my time with it. I'm sure you understand. There is a lot happening.
You know, with this anti-Semitic culture right now, she voted against a resolution condemning.
Oh,
is
really?
Jewish. I want to be clear.
Do you want to go there, Attorney General? Do you want to go there?
Oh, God.
Are you serious? Gentlemen, talking about anti-Semitism to a woman who lost her grandfather in the Holocaust.
Your country, sir. Anyway.
Bro.
Hey, let's just forget about these satanic billionaire pedophiles running the world. And let's talk about some internet drama, shall we? Because that is what's really important. For a little over a decade now, the most inane things can get you called a racist or a Nazi on the internet. To the point
liking milk,
where these words hold little to no meaning anymore. It's so bad that when someone is called a racist or a Nazi online, I'm immediately like,
they're probably based.
Oh, what funny joke did they tell?
Yeah.
But ladies and gentlemen, we have officially come to the point where not saying anything also makes you a racist Nazi.
Yes.
For the few of you watching this channel who are employed, there's a very popular Twitch streamer named Emaru. She's a cosplayer and just kind of a fun, chill, normie video game streamer. Well, the other day, someone in her chat asked her her opinion about ICE. And this is what she had to say.
Big mistake.
Like, there's a certain extent where I'm like, okay, sure, I get people wanting big content creators to, like, say their opinions on, like, important topics. I get that, right? But it's like, if you need a streamer who doesn't even know anything about politics to tell you about politics, you probably just need to get off the internet.
In a world where
that's what made him mad. That's what made him mad. Is it they're sitting there hearing, wait a minute, I need to get off the internet because I'm acting like a retard? No. Oh, no. No, I'm not acting like a retard. No, she's wrong. Oh, no. That can't be it.
Seems like every single celebrity is just screaming their political takes completely unprompted. This was a refreshing thing to hear. Seems like a pretty sane, rational, inoffensive thing to say, right? Wrong.
Thinks.
This short little clip where she rational, inoffensive thing to say, right? Wrong.
Thinks.
This short little clip where she ironically tried to avoid controversy ended up being one of the most controversial dramas this year. I feel like decades worth of news has happened in the past like 2 months, don't you? Every day there's like a breaking story of the most insane shit you've ever heard in your life. And everyone is expected to have a fully formed opinion on every single breaking story. There's pressure.
That's why they watch me. It's because I do.
To react, to pick a side, to condemn, to defend. The reality is, when a story first breaks, we're usually not seeing the full picture. And that's why for years now, I have an app that lets you see how news stories are being covered all across the political spectrum, from left, right, and center. Every story comes with a quick visual breakdown of political bias, ownership, and headlines that helps you understand the full story and really make sure you're getting both sides. They really make it fun and easy to compare headlines to see how political bias and media ownership can affect the framing of a story. For example, let's take a look at this one about how RFK admits he used to snort cocaine off toilet seats.
Based?
If you look it up on Ground News, a right-wing headline covers it like this: RFK revealed why he wasn't scared of COVID. It was a legendary answer. And a left-wing outlet covers the same story like this: Robert F. Kennedy Jr. doesn't fear germs, and his reason is really, really gross.
See, this is one of the reasons why I think we need to get rid of democracy. I just feel like this is like, well, we've tried it. I mean, obviously, like, we've tried it for a while. I think it's time for it to stop.
Same story, completely different vibes. The Ground News feature I like the most is the blind spot tool. It shows you how news stories have been covered by only one side of the political spectrum and ignored by the other. For example, here's a story about how Hillary Clinton says migration has gone too far. Rare Hillary Clinton W.
Yeah.
Suspicious. 37 sources covered it. 91% of those sources were right-wing, and only 4% were left-wing. Interesting. Or this one about how middle-class Americans...
If Trump doesn't put Hillary Clinton in jail, I don't think I'm going to vote for him for the third term. I feel like that's like, because you said you were going to do that the first time. And like now we're going on the third time and she's still not in jail. Like, what are we doing?
Are selling plasma because of financial pressure.
It's embarrassing.
Americans are selling their blood because they're so poor. 71% of the sources that covered this were left-wing, and only 14% were right-wing. I have been using Ground News for like 5 years now, and I am obsessed. It is one of the first apps I open when I wake up in the morning. It really helps me stay informed and helps me keep up with the news for my videos. But don't just take my word for it. Even the Nobel Peace Center recognized Ground News as an excellent way to stay informed, avoid echo chambers, and expand your worldview. Best of all, I am currently offering 40% off their Vantage plan, which is the plan I use to access all their amazing features. This comes to only like $5 a month, which is like the price of a cup of coffee nowadays. To get the 40% discount, just go to ground.news/shoe or use the QR code on screen right here, or click the link in the video description down below to subscribe to their Vantage plan today. Big thanks to Ground News for sponsoring this video, and thank you, the viewer, for not skipping the ad
echo
as
chamber.
always.
So true.
Right. And now let's get back to the video. In this video, we are going to talk about the drama surrounding Emaru, the people trying to cancel her, the mistake the left is making by embracing cancel culture again. We're gonna read some insane, hilarious tweets, of course, and then we will talk about my personal experience with these people. And what do I mean by these people? I mean the cult of the cry-bullies.
That's right. That's right. It's exactly what they are.
I'm sorry if I sound even more like a prepubescent boy in this video. I am a little bit sick, but I am here, slaving over a hot laptop for you. If you guys saw my last video, you know I am quite critical of ICE. I don't think we should abolish them, of course, but I think it is good and healthy to criticize your government.
I'm critical of them too. I don't think they're aggressive enough. I don't think they're brutal enough. Like, I see these people attacking them. It's like, you guys have a taser, you have the stick. Why do we give you, why are we paying for you to have the stick if you're not going to use the stick? Fuck. I mean, why don't we just stop paying for the sticks? Really? Like, what's the point of the stick?
A political culture war commentator. I talk about political topics often. People come to me to hear my political opinions. But not everybody wants to be a political YouTuber or streamer. And not everybody wants to listen to a political YouTuber or streamer. Sometimes we just want to have fun and talk about other things. There are lots of other things to talk about. Sometimes we want to look at funny memes or watch funny videos without having politics shoved down our throat. So a lot of—
Well, that's the thing, is like, a lot of people think that they have to inject their politics into everything because they think that anybody who is able to live a life without basically constantly being fed their propaganda will not believe what they say. So they have to inject their propaganda and their viewpoints into everything so nobody can escape from it. That's the reason why they do it. It's their religion. Yeah, it is their religion. People have replaced religion with political dogma primarily. And I think this has happened especially in Western cultures.
People thought it was really refreshing when a cosplay streamer was basically like, I don't want to talk about politics. Why are you coming to me for politics? It was a perfectly sane, rational opinion. So of course, like half the internet had a problem with it.
Of course.
It's just not that hard to say ice.
Yep.
It's really not that hard to say ice, to be honest.
Of course.
It's so hard to just say ice. It's really not hard to say ice. Jesus Christ, how hard is it to just say ice? How hard?
This is all, see, that's what they want people to do. They don't want to hear a political opinion. They want to hear their political opinion. Also, ICE are American heroes, and they're helping get rid of illegal aliens in the country. Anybody who's against ICE, in my opinion, and wants to get rid of ICE or says fuck ICE, is a traitor. You are a total traitor. These people are coming into the country. They're stealing our fucking money. They're committing crimes. Then also keep in mind, you also don't want elections. You don't want voting. People voted, and the majority of people that voted for mass deportations with ICE. It was the #1 issue of the election. So if you're against ICE, what you're saying is that the election doesn't matter, and the way that I feel matters even more. That's the reason. No accountability for ICE killing Americans? I think there should be accountability for that. Like, for example, whenever that woman tried to run over the ICE officer, I think that the wife should have been charged as well as an accessory because she told her drive, baby, drive. And then also, like with the other Alex Preddy, I think that whenever he kicked the headlight off of the tail light off of the car, I think that they should have arrested him then, and instead of like the week later whenever they shot him. I think they should have arrested him. So those are like two examples of like ICE, I don't think, really doing things the way that they should do them. So yeah, no, I do agree with you. They could do better.
How hard is it to just say ICE? How hard is it to just say ICE and move on? Oh my god. Just say ICE. It's not hard. Is it so hard to just say the line? Say the line. Say it.
Do what we tell you. Say our line.
Jesus Christ, like at this point, even if Emaru did want to like abolish ICE, even if she really did think ICE, she shouldn't say it. Like I wouldn't say it at this point because this is just like, this is creepy. This is like a horde of zombies.
Well, it's a bunch of freaks that are trying to push you around and tell you what you have to say. That's what it is.
Chasing after you. Hey, it's actually super easy to stream and have opinions. I'll show you.
Take all of my opinions. Listen to all. It's super easy. Listen to everything and do exactly what I tell you.
ICE.
What a fucking freak.
Trump and everyone in his administration. Elon Musk, free Palestine. U.S. is on stolen land built by stolen people. Luigi did nothing wrong. Abortion is healthcare. Leave trans people the alone. These people literally just speak in bumper stickers, dude. Just like copy pasting the internet leftist starter pack. What the hell am I looking at? I hate the Reddit ass. Hey, it's super easy. It's crazy, like 1,000 years ago, this dude's ancestors were hunting mammoths. And now he's on here like, Men should not be speaking like this. I'm sorry.
This is the energy of a teenage girl. He does. This is a grown man with the energy of a teenage girl. It's pathetic.
We need another war. The post that really seemed to kick this all off was made by Denims, the self-described largest female political streamer. Only because I don't stream, Denims. Only because I don't stream. Anyway, I don't have
anybody else.
Like personal beef with Denims. This isn't like an own Denims video. We used to be kind of cool years ago, but she apparently has some opinions on Emaru, so let's hear her out. Never thought I'd see the day we'd be fence-sitting the modern Gestapo.
The modern Gestapo.
First of all, she's not fence-sitting. She's just choosing not to talk about politics. Like, in order to fence-sit, you actually have to
to talk about both topics and both sides and then present both sides and create ambiguity onto which side is accurate or not. That's what fence-sitting is.
Say something. She didn't even say anything. Like, how do you even know what her opinion is? Second of all,
because you made it up.
Gestapo? Why is everything the fucking Holocaust? It's totally...
Because that's the only thing that they know about. The reason why everything is Nazis is because that's the only thing inside of American schools that you learn about that's bad. So you don't really learn about Pol Pot, you don't learn about Stalin, you don't learn about Pinochet, you don't learn about any of these other crazy people. And so the one thing that you do learn about is Nazis. So that's the reason why everything is Nazis. It's because that's the only thing that people know about.
Normal to criticize ICE. It's totally understandable to have issues with the things they are doing. But modern Gestapo?
It's
Don't you guys
crazy.
get tired of this shit? Like, don't you guys get tired of saying, like, isn't this exhausting after a while? Everything is Nazis, everything
Everybody
is
is
the
a
Holocaust,
Nazi.
everyone is Hitler.
Yeah,
it's like
that's
nothing
right.
else bad ever happened in history. Like, what
Yep, that's because they were never educated about anything else besides that.
they used to compare bad things to before World War II. Oh my god, you're literally Napoleon.
Yep.
Also, I love this.
Actually kind of true. Is that like back in the day, people really didn't like Napoleon because he caused a lot of problems? By the way, Napoleon's fucking based. We need a new Napoleon. But beyond that, yeah, they used to really not like him. They sent him to 2 different islands. They were tired of his ass, bro. Like, he caused so many problems for the French. The guy was a fucking patriot. The guy was a champion.
Racist chud. Like, where did the
And he
race...
wasn't short. He was like 5'9", by the way. Like, this entire idea that Napoleon was like 5'3" is bullshit. He was like 5'9".
racism part. Like, where did that come from? Listen,
Yeah.
I don't get on camera and start talking about cars or math or taxes or investing or going outside or the
Right.
plenty of other things I don't know about. I sit here and talk about the gender war and the culture war
Yeah.
because I'm good at those things, and that's what people watch me for. That is
Right.
my lane, and I stay in it. Emerald likes what she's doing. Her audience likes what she's doing. There are plenty of other channels that will regurgitate your political takes back to you. Just turn on the TV. Turn on CNN. Most people, most normal people, are sick and tired of celebrities just like spewing their political takes completely.
Especially when they're fucking retarded. That's the other thing. I don't think people have a problem with celebrities that are politically involved, but they do have a problem with celebrities that are retarded. Like, whenever you have, you know, some random B-list TV show actor that's going on some tirade about how we're living in fascism while she's at an award show, I don't want to hear this. It's annoying.
Unprompted. I don't f***ing care what Glub Shitto thinks of politics, okay? Why does Glub Shitto have to get on stage and start
Yep.
talking about how we're on stolen land or some shit? Why do you need your political opinions thrown up into your mouth by a celebrity? Like,
Well, the reason why, let me explain the actual reason why. The reason why they want to do that is because they create a reward structure around doing that and also a punishment structure around not doing it. They don't really want to hear their opinions. They want to hear their opinions said to that person's audience. They don't care about the person who's saying it. They don't care about the way that they feel. They want to co-opt that person's audience and then colonize their audience with their ideas. So what they do is they create an ecosystem where they create implications, accusations, and other forms of pressure for people to feel like they have to say something. And all of that is in favor and in service of them creating a environment where people feel like they have to adopt those political views in order to avoid certain types of reputation destruction. That's the reason why it happens. That's the actual, that's actually it.
Fucking baby bird.
Yeah, it's nothing to do with the
Like, do you
person
really want
themselves.
Sydney Sweeney throwing up in your mouth? Don't answer that. Don't answer that. Please don't answer that.
She's right when she says most streamers are not qualified to talk about politics. Okay,
Sure.
here's the thing, dude. You actually don't have to be qualified to talk about politics to say F ICE.
You don't have to be qualified to agree with me.
It's not that hard of a concept.
You actually don't have to
This is, yeah.
know what you're talking about in order to just say the line.
Yeah, you don't have to know what you're talking about to just listen to me and have me tell you what to think.
What? You should look into a topic, do your own research,
Yes.
come to your own conclusion, and form your own opinion on the topic. You
Or not, by the way. There are a lot of people that aren't political because they don't care about politics. They don't give a shit about it. Maybe they have some vague opinions like, yeah, I don't really like this or I don't like that. But like, they don't really care about it. They don't vote. The only time they think about who's running for the election is on election day. Like, that's it. And there's a lot of people that are like that. And I think that's totally fine. Not everybody has to care about your issue.
not just blindly, mindlessly say the line.
You know who doesn't do political content?
Who?
Cutie Cinderella. Cutie Cinderella.
She, yeah, I remember saying this. She absolutely does, by the way. Cutie Cinderella is a huge virtue signaler. Like a massive, gigantic virtue signaler.
Literally never does political content. And even she's capable of saying F ICE. What about Cinna? You don't have to be a
Hey everybody, how's it going? My apologies for talking as fast as I am. I had a scoop of dimetized protein powder that has the Dunkin' Donuts one, which has caffeine in it, and I should never be allowed to have caffeine. If I have a quarter of a cup of coffee and don't finish the rest of it, I will be running fiberglass fish wire through my wall at 5 in the morning to try to get Cat 6 wire going alongside my electrical wiring to my fish pond. I can't handle caffeine. My brain just explodes. I should never be given a stimulant. Caffeine is a horrible drug. Coffee is a horrible drug, but I made a mistake. So my apologies that you're paying for that. I wanted to revisit what I was talking about in the last video where I strongly disagreed with the lawsuit that Denver Metro Audits was bringing against Frauditors Troll. The reason that I disagree with this at its core fundamentally is because when we're talking about a fair use claim versus a Section 1201 of the DMCA claim, we're talking about a difference between I disagree with what you did and I think that should be illegal versus the tool that was used, regardless of whether it is being used for positive reasons or negative reasons, itself should be illegal. When we are bringing a Section 1201 claim against somebody, we're not saying, hey, you should have not used that gun in that way. You shouldn't have shot your neighbor. What you're doing is you're telling Glock it is criminal that you have created a gun and that you have shown people how to create a gun, even if you've not created the gun yourself. That is the problem that I have with this type of lawsuit. I did not read through the fair use section of it. I did not review the clips that were used to see how much of it was fair use or not fair use, because this is not a fair use YouTube channel. I go over ownership and Section 1201 of the DMCA. And I can show you some of the ways that this law has been used, misused, and abused in the past. It has been used to criminalize somebody allowing you to use your ebooks with other ebook readers. FBI agents have arrested a Russian programmer for giving away software that removes the restrictions on encrypted Adobe Acrobat files. So this, again, regardless of whether you have purchased those books or whether you pirated them, it doesn't matter. Simply creating the tool is the crime in and of itself. Chamberlain Group versus Skyling Technologies. We're talking about a company that luckily won, but a company that was taken to court based on them making a universal garage door opener. We're talking about Spotify Revanced. This was a tool that allows you to not run the lines of code that play an ad or that don't allow you to skip something in Spotify. This is something that not just the person using it has done something wrong, the person who has created it has committed a criminal act in the United States of America under this law. Lexmark versus Static Control Components. You're making aftermarket ink cartridges that work in a printer. That is something that this law makes a criminal activity. Xbox modder could spend 3 years in prison. Somebody allowing you to run homebrew software
to recognize that it's not hard to say ice.
You don't have to be a political content creator to say the line.
Yep.
All your other friends are saying the line, Emaru. Why aren't you saying the line, Emaru?
That's the exact reason why they try to pressure other people into doing it, is that they create pressure through consensus by trying to bully smaller people into doing it, and then they work their way up to where, like, now everybody else is doing it and you're not doing it, and that allows them to create a narrative that, well, okay, there's a reason for that. And so that's the reason why they do it. They look at, like, dominoes. Because, like, again, strategically, this behavior is not really... It's easy to understand and predict what their behavior is because you just look at these people that are using Machiavellian methods in order to achieve a goal. And if you just approach it from that, you can easily predict what they'll do.
L ice. Okay, but unironically though, them. Straight up.
Yep.
Hey, them. Yeah, it's them, don't care. And if you don't like that I say that, it's you too. You know what I mean? It's really that easy for me, I'm telling you right now.
There's Emaru's roommate saying the line. Aren't we all proud of her?
Wow.
By the way, where are all her friends during all of this? Where are all her morally righteous, good guy, big streamer friends while this is all going down? While she's being dragged by half of the internet for doing absolutely nothing wrong. This girl who literally just came out of an allegedly abusive relationship. This girl who literally just got assaulted, grabbed by some freak at a convention.
Yep.
Now this girl is going through all of this. I guess it's fine to be silent when your friend is getting dragged by half of the internet, but don't you
Well, the reason why they didn't say anything about it is that this is the problem, is that, like, I'm a little bit closer to this than other people. The reason why a lot of other creators don't want to say anything about it is because they're afraid. That's the real reason why. They're afraid of speaking out against it. And because they're afraid of speaking out against it, they let people like Emmy get harassed. And so I found, like, that, honestly, I find it to be very embarrassing. Like, all of the people that didn't speak out and didn't say anything about this and didn't defend her, like, you either agree with this, like, because in my opinion, right, it's like if you're friends with a person and this is happening to this person, like, you don't really have, I mean, I guess you don't really have an obligation to do it. But at the same time, I find it to be annoying that nobody else was really saying anything about it at all. It's very obnoxious.
Air, stay silent about current thing. I don't even know this woman, and I am sticking my neck out for her because it pisses me off seeing this kind of shit happen to people who absolutely do not deserve it.
If you're above the age of 18, you should care about politics in your fucking country.
You have to.
You don't get to be like, well,
You
I
have
don't
to have my opinions.
agree with this whole taxes thing, so I'm just not going to pay for it. You can't say like, well, I'm just not going to care about all this politics stuff.
When someone doesn't
Of
have
course you can. You can do whatever you want.
an opinion
These
on
people like to make rules that everybody else has to live their life around.
a political topic, people like you might get a little mad. When someone doesn't pay their taxes, the government comes and arrests them.
Yeah, duh.
Okay, so that's the difference between those things.
There's this weird idea in America especially where like you can just be an adult and be like, oh, I don't care about politics.
Yeah, that's right.
What?
That's right. That's called a privilege of being an American.
Many people,
Goddamn
most
right.
people, do not care that much about politics. I know to you and me that's like mind-blowing, that's like unfathomable because our whole life is politics, our job is politics, like I get it. But most people's lives do not revolve around politics.
Exactly.
They do other things other than...
Demographically, the majority of the country doesn't vote. Now, also a lot of the country can't vote, but less than 50% of the people actually do vote in like the presidential election. And whenever it goes to like governor elections and like state elections, it's even less than that. So all these people that say that like, oh, you can't care about politics, the majority of people don't care. Look at the numbers. Like, how can you say you don't care about politics if you don't even vote?
Fight with strangers online. Crazy, I know. But man, do I envy them. I was so much happier before I knew.
Yeah.
Sadly, it is getting harder and harder for the average person to not care about politics because politics is seeping into literally everything. Politics will be bent.
I would disagree with that. I think that overall there's been a reseeding of politics. I think a lot of people are actually very fatigued from having politics put into sports, having it put into video games or put into movies or things like that. And I think that, like, for example, if you look at, you know, a game like Expedition 33, that game is totally politics agnostic, right? There's no politics at all in it. And it was very massively successful. And so the idea that politics is this encroaching, you know, like basically influence that is affecting everything, I think is actually the opposite. I think that you're having more and more people, as political topics become more extreme and more socially and like emotionally charged, I think that you're seeing more and more people say, you know what? I don't want to be involved in this. I don't want to have anything to do with this. Keep this out of my content. And I think that like that's happening a lot. And I think that's a good thing.
You over and spreading your cheeks and going in dry whether you want it or not. And unfortunately, the people who are like, I just want to be left alone, are the people who are the most fucked by politics.
Yeah.
Also, more importantly, Emaru wasn't saying that she doesn't care about politics. She was saying she didn't want to talk about politics. I feel like that is a huge difference. I care a lot about like skincare, but I don't get on here and talk about like peptides and collagen to my audience because they don't give a shit. They're here to watch me say feminism is doo-doo and make silly little faces at the camera.
True.
Yeah, you like that shit? I hate when grown women don't have a mind of their own. You are 28 years old. Please develop a mind of your own.
It's kind of funny that people say that, but at the same time, they said develop a mind of your own. Meanwhile, here's what you want to say. I want you to develop your own mind by listening to exactly what we say.
She does is pander to enemy Gunnar men. No mind of her own. I never liked Emaru, so finding out she's stupid and doesn't have a mind of her own is nice. The audacity! If she didn't have a mind of her own, she would have mindlessly parroted.
I can almost guarantee you that the majority of those comments are made by fat women. Almost for sure.
The shit you want her to say. She would have mindlessly just been like, fuck ice.
That's the kind of comment that a fat woman makes.
If Emaru came out and was like, actually, I think Ice is doing a fine job, do you think they'd be like, ah, yes, she has a mind of her own? No, absolutely not.
No, they'd say she was brainwashed.
They are not angry that she doesn't have an opinion. They are angry that she doesn't have their opinion.
Yep.
The absolute audacity to say that this woman doesn't have a mind of her own while thousands of you people swarm her like drones, barking orders at her to say the line. You guys literally operate like the fucking Borg. So what I'm gathering is that Emaru is a grown woman who acts like a frail, silly little girl to entertain fat.
Absolutely a fat woman comment. There is no chance that this comment isn't made by at least a fat woman, but probably also a middle-aged, like past the wall fat woman. Guaranteed.
Dirty incel Asian fetisher weirdos and is okay with that, but draws the line at saying ice is bad. Emaru and Asmon's audience are the same. Incels love Emaru because she confirms the image of the anime bimbo stereotype that incels worship.
Meanwhile, I have nothing to do with this. Like, I wasn't even talking about this. I had nothing to do with this.
She definitely cultivated an audience who, in the end of all things, are reactionary. She appeals to violent racists who fetishize Asian women. What the fuck? This Asian fetish thing? Are they just saying this because she's fucking Asian? Like, I'm trying to find a clip of Emaru saying sucky sucky $5 or something, but it doesn't exist. I don't know what to tell you, man. It's not a coincidence that she answered the question this way, and that her fan base consists heavily on Asian fetishes. I don't know where this is coming from. And this woman, the woman saying this is literally an OnlyFans, like an Asian only.
What a surprise.
Fans model. Like, I'm sorry, are you really the
Why are you watching her? You should be watching me instead.
Person to be talking about fetishization here? The most insane part of all of this had to be when her ex-boyfriend, her allegedly abusive ex-boyfriend, posted his own ice in the middle of his ex-girlfriend being canceled for not saying that. Like, how petty do you have to be to subtweet your ex like that? Another character involved in all
For legal purposes, I have no comment.
All this is former booby streamer Casey Tron.
It reminds me of whenever Amarath started wearing a cowboy hat, because that's whenever she started going like full Nazi, basically.
I honestly think that anybody who is advocating for like the negative effects of smoking weed, I think that they should look and use Casey Tron as an example. They really should. I think this is definitely one of the best examples that you can have of the negative effects of doing drugs. It really is.
Started wearing the cowboy hat. It's like whenever these Texas girls in like these Austin, Texas streamer circles start wearing cowboy hats, that's whenever you got to watch out.
A woman.
Casey Tron is upset too, by the way. Another little factor. I don't know if I talked about this before, because she basically got pushed out of the Austin, Texas circle of people. And like a lot of people didn't want to deal with her. That's because of me. I told people not to interact with her. She's a disgusting piece of shit. Too bad.
In Texas, wearing a cowboy hat? Lord, take me out. Take me out.
I was right, by the way, too. That's not why everybody did it. That's why some of my friends did.
Back behind the shed. Put me out of my misery if I ever become this politically brain rotted. Holy shit.
Like, you know that she probably has like weird incels donating her hundreds of dollars. It's because, like, in my opinion, like, it's all a facade to appeal to the worst type of men. Because, like, really misogynistic, shitty incel like men, they like a woman that doesn't have any opinions. I think that she also plays into how
there's a lot of really obnoxious women that have this ideology that a lot of men like women without opinions so they can bully them and push them around and tell them what to think. But the people that think that are usually just really obnoxious, annoying women that no man wants to be around. And so they create this coping mechanism that rationalizes why no man wants to be around them by inventing this fantasy.
a lot of incels will fetishize Asian women. Her whole platform is just like appealing to like the worst fucking men. She's like basically like, she's like a pick-me for like incel freaks.
So this fucking pick-me dude, it's gonna be the death of me. Before making this video, I watched a bunch of...
A lot of the people that are hostile about women being pick-me are because they're on, like, you have to keep in mind, the reason why there's a negative culture around women being appealing to men is because a lot of the women that are on the internet are mentally insane and they're obnoxious. Because if they weren't, they wouldn't be on the internet.
Emaru stuff, and I saw no signs of like pick-me behavior at all. At least with some streamers or some YouTubers. People could be like, oh, they criticize women, so they're trying to be like one of the good ones, and they're a pick-me. Like, okay, sure, like, that's retarded. We all know that's retarded. But at least I can like kind of see how is Emaru a pick-me? She doesn't even do that shit. Like, where is the pick-me thing coming from? No, really though, what makes her a pick-me and not the booby streamer or OnlyFans models calling her a pick-me?
Well, the difference is that they didn't get picked, and so they're mad. It's people like Denims and Caseytron didn't get picked, and because of that, they're mad at people that are more popular and successful than they are. And that's one of the other reasons why.
You are literally selling your body for men to consume. If men do not pick pictures of your ass, you can't pay rent. There's no bigger pick-me on earth.
That's why they're, by the way, that's why they're selling that, because they can't pay rent.
Than a fucking porn star. And me. I don't care about being called a pick-me. I've been doing this for over a decade now. I'm used to it. I've been called it thousands of times. I'm a 35-year-old married mother. I do not give a shit. I do care, however, when other women are called pick-me for the crime of not following a hive mind. I see it so often in like the VTuber community. Like all these VTuber anime women will be called pick-me's for just
married. Oh, guys, let's turn the video off. I'm done. Yeah. Well, it's been a good run, guys. You know what? We got other things we need to do. All right. I'm fucking busy. Fuck this. I'm unsubscribing right now.
Their opinions. You have to understand, like.
I'm unsubscribing right now.
Their opinions. You have to understand, like, to these people, whenever a woman has like an opinion that is not like the corporate HR approved opinion of the week, whenever a woman doesn't toe the line of the current thing, in this case, whenever a woman doesn't say anything, she's called a pick-me. You know, she just must have these opinions.
Well, it's toxic female behavior, where basically they create an artificial consensus and then they participate in reputation destruction towards any female and any person that doesn't adhere to that consensus. Is that any sort of consensus-based messaging is overwhelmingly usually like toxic female messaging. It's the same way, like, basically any sort of like physical aggressive messaging is usually toxic male messaging. It's the same thing. But the problem is that in society, it's completely okay to talk about men being toxic, but you can never come up with any examples of women being toxic. Well, I can. It's this video.
For men. No other reason. Every woman is secretly a big progressive feminist. And if they're not, they're just doing it for male attention.
Of course.
Because I'm sure someone who looks like this is really starving for male attention.
Surely.
And then in my opinion, it's like she's not entertaining whatsoever. She's like, I would literally rather watch paint dry.
Yeah.
So true, because you know what is far more entertaining than a cute, high-energy cosplay streamer reacting to memes? This is way more entertaining.
Smoking weed, fucking like just the most boring, dumb shit.
And if you don't agree, you're just like an incel. Okay, bitch. Eventually, after a few days of being dogpiled by the most annoying people on Earth, Emaru came out with a statement.
Hello, it's very rare I will speak my mind, but I'd rather get my thoughts out there, so apologies if this is long. There's a clip from my stream that's been circulating a lot, so I'd like to explain it for anyone who was hurt or shocked by it. It should go without saying that no one deserves to live their life in fear of being killed or taken away from their homes or families.
I think they should. I think a lot of people should deserve to live in that fear. And I think that's not even true. I think it should happen to them.
Regardless of who is doing
what I
it,
think.
but especially not because of ICE or any other government agency. I understand the world is a very cruel and messed up place. You don't have to study politics or actively read the news to know that. I would never want to invalidate anyone who struggles with those things. And an agency causing fear and suffering deserves zero support. To me, that's not even political. It's basic human empathy.
Now, I thought that statement was perfectly fine. My issue with it is she didn't have to make it. She was basically forced to come out and say her opinion. So did these freaks finally back off once Emaru made her opinion about ICE clear? No. Of course.
There's never a point, like, the point was never about that. It was they always wanted to attack you, and that's it. It doesn't matter what you tell them. They'll just, even if you agree with them, they'll say that you're only agreeing with them because they made you, and then so now they hate you. There's not a win condition. It's either they're right or you're wrong.
not.
Nazi response. TLDR, go f yourself in your PR apology. And there it is. Of fucking course she's another dumb Girl, we are not as dumb as you look.
I don't know about that.
You're still a racist chud, but continue to enjoy the money you get from your incel audience because they're disgusting, just like you.
Another fat person probably making that comment. Fat woman.
Here is I support Israel and my name is Emaru. Wait,
I support Israel?
What? Where the f did Israel come from? What? I don't like to talk about politics equals I'm a Nazi and I'm ashamed of my opinions. Everyone knows what's up. She's a fascist in disguise and is squirming. Emaru, you are garbage Nazi loving You got orange around your mouth. Say F you, Asmongold.
Isn't it crazy how people like this want to talk about how bad sexism is, and then they basically use sexist insults like that? I mean, that's crazy to even say that.
Neutral. Oh wait, if you're neutral, you might as well say you're MAGA. Stand for something, ho. That's what Trump wants, for everyone to be quiet about it. The idea of get off the internet is so fucking ignorant. This dumb cunt needs to shut her fucking mouth.
Yeah, bro, tell that to your mom, okay? Just because your mom and dad want you to get off the internet doesn't mean you have to put this off on everybody else online.
Thank God.
Please, stop making everybody else have to relive your trauma.
Is happening. I've been hating on her since day one and knew something was off about her.
I bet you were.
Good statement. She implicitly disavowed ICE, but not so much the actual Trump admin.
Yeah, you disavowed ICE, but what about the whole Trump administration?
Never enough.
They're like literally the mouse from If You Give a Mouse a Cookie.
Yep.
I was like reading that book to my toddler the other day and I was like, oh my god, this is literally Twitter. You cannot give them an inch, dude.
Of course her insult.
Gotta kill him.
Fans swooping in to protect the poor little 28-year-old.
The poor innocent 28-year-old. Yep, that's definitely made by a middle-aged woman. Absolutely. The thing is that this is the problem with like female PvP, is that they try to pretend like they're not flagged. That's the most toxic and obnoxious thing about it, is that they will pretend like, oh, well, I'm not doing this, but like, it's so obvious that you're doing this. It is like, it's so clear. They're assassins. Yeah. And then they act like, oh no, that's not what I was doing. Yeah, it obviously was. They attack you and then they're like, oh, I'm not flagged.
Incels, known for defending women online. What?
Yes.
What the f does the word incel even mean anymore? Does it just mean
men that don't give me attention? That's what incel means to a lot of them. They're talking about men that don't find me attractive and don't give me attention.
Man now? It just means man. Man I do not like.
I had no idea this was a thing until yesterday. How come no one told me Emaru low-key a femcel?
Femcel!
What?
Emaru's a femcel! Oh my do people just not know what words mean anymore?
No, they don't. They just make up whatever the hell they want.
Are they coming to these conclusions?
I mean, have you looked at her? I mean, look at her. Look at her. Just look at her. Look at her.
Yeah, sorry, I don't see it. I think you guys just might be mentally ill.
We need to do something about these male-centered women. Okay.
That's a fat woman's comment. That's absolutely a fat woman's comment. Guaranteed.
First of all, nothing is more male-centered than centering your life around hating men. Men just live rent-free in your fucking head. Take it up with God.
Yep.
Go to therapy. Do literally anything else than make it our problem.
F her, and especially f her bestie Asmongold.
Of course.
I hope they get kirked.
Kill.
30-year-old woman too scared to say f guys to keep her incel audience happy. Let's hope she gets abused again. Couldn't happen to a better person. Next time this cunt is assaulted, I'm gonna laugh and laugh.
Jesus.
F her and f guys and f you if you support this.
They're on the right side of history. Keep that in mind, guys. This is why you never give these people an inch. See, the moment that you let these people, you even for a second display 1% understanding or empathy to them, they will take advantage of that and then use that to further encroach on your life. You have to treat these people like this is like, that's why I like the guy from Argentina, right? Javier Milei, is that like, he just says, bro, these people are absolute fucking animals. They're like subhuman demons and you should treat them that way. Never treat these people like people. They're not.
Emaru deserved what Miskiff did to her. F Emaru for supporting ICE. I genuinely hope this bitch gets oh, okay. I reported that one.
That's a bit
Holy
much.
shit. What is wrong with these people?
See, you don't
Well,
understand.
they're mentally ill. They're mentally ill losers. That's the reason why. They're leftards. Yep, leftards. Never give them an inch. Exactly. Like, I think these need to be, like, actually, you know what? I don't think we're ready for that opinion yet. Never mind. We'll give that another 6 months to a year.
I'm good guy, which makes it okay for me to say f***ed up things about bad guy. You think saying that to someone is f***ed up? Well, you should be abused too, because you're probably also bad guy. It's called being on the right side of history, Chud.
That's right.
Look it up.
Nazis deserve death, and silence is compliance.
Surely.
May I just
Nazi is not seeing my point of view.
remind the audience that this is what she said.
If you need a streamer who doesn't even know anything about politics to tell you about politics, you probably just need to get off the internet.
Ladies and gentlemen, a Nazi that deserves death. What?
After making her terrible statement full of lies, Emaru decided to follow right-wing grifter Shoe on Head. Of course.
Oh, now it's about you.
Of course, Emaru is now following a fellow pathetic pick-me for being quiet about ICE. They both don't want to piss off their 100% right-wing gooner fan base.
Again, another comment by a fat woman. Every single time. I guarantee it. And the difference between like me and Shu is that I'll show people's profiles. I'll pull their profile up. I'll look at their profile pictures. I'll look at everything they're saying. I'll make fun of their personal life. I do this. I have no problem doing this. I love doing it. And so anyway, like, cause she blocks these out. She's, you know, she's nice. I'm not. I love doing it. And if you actually go back and look these people up, you will see that they are the fattest, ugliest, most disgusting losers on the internet. It's so embarrassing. That's why they're mad. That's why they're on the internet. It's because nobody wants to be around them.
For the record, my fan base is probably like 70% right-wing and 80% gooner. Okay, but for some reason, they didn't mind when I came out and harshly criticized ICE in my last video. Yes, some disagreed, but for the most part, they didn't care. As long as you aren't preaching from an ivory tower with no nuance, rhyme, or reason, people don't care. I'll say some shit like, we should decommodify housing, and the right-wingers in my audience are just like, okay, call me mommy. These people cannot fathom a universe.
I also agree with that. Well, our right-wingers have that opinion too.
Where people just disagree. Oh, you're just scared. You don't want to upset your chud audience. I upset my chud audience every goddamn day. You're the ones terrified of your own fucking cult. God forbid you only agree with 99% of the hive mind approved opinions. God have mercy on your soul. I do not envy you. Once you bend the knee to these people, once you apologize or capitulate, it's over. These people don't actually want an apology. They want
they want control. And the moment that you give them that control, they will never let go.
To humiliate you. They want to drag you down. At the end of the day, they have found a socially acceptable way to bully people. That's what this is. A lot of people in response to Emaru's statement were like, why did you apologize to the mob? You know, you bent the knee, you're a coward. And honestly, people don't realize how insane it can get. These people, the cult of the cry bully, they come in swarms, they get in your head, they prey on your empathy, they isolate you from your friends, they make you feel like a terrible person for having milquetoast normal ass opinions, or in this case, no opinion. And when you are someone who is not used to dealing with these types of people, or you are someone in like
it's shocking for a lot of people. It is. And that's one of the things that I think that y'all need to understand. Like the way that, like, for example, like there will be a tweet about me that will get like 100,000 likes and it'll get like millions of views. I don't even see it in a lot of cases. It doesn't even show up on my radar. And so really, I mean, a lot of people don't understand how big of an ecosystem this is because they're in their own little square. They're in their own little box, and that's it. And so that's what suicidal empathy equals death. Well, what I'm saying is that a lot of other people don't have the privilege that I do, right? Because, like, if there's something like that, like, do you remember whenever people were saying that I was dating that Kaisi girl whenever she was 17? And, you know, like, this is like a big thing. Everybody was talking about this. It was a huge, huge thing on Twitter. Nobody even brought this up in my comment section. Nobody even talked to me about this because there's so much content that I make that it just basically just gets diluted. And so any criticism, any complaining, like I can say anything I want. It's not really going to matter in 2 days because people are going to move past it and get mad at the new thing that I'm saying. So like, that's really how it is. But for a lot of these other people, they don't have that type of news cycle. They're not regularly going out there doing this stuff. And because of that, they don't understand like how stressful it is to happen. Keep them mad. Yeah. And flood the zone. Well, yeah, say the N-word to prove it. I get banned. I get banned. Honestly, I don't really say the N-word that much. I used to say it a lot. I don't really say it hardly at all now. Like, I would say the only time that I say it is like if, like, obviously I'm not streaming and somebody says, well, what did this person say? I will just say the word instead of saying the N-word. But like, other than that, I just don't really say the word. Now, I might get back into it. I might get back, it's a fad, right? And like, I might get back into saying the N-word, but like right now, I'm not saying it a lot.
Vulnerable state of mind. It is very easy for these cult-like tactics to work. This shit works especially well with women in particular, not to be sexist, but it's just true. Honestly, you know, now that I think about it, the only
it's overwhelmingly social consensus pressure for women. Absolutely.
People who are immune to this are like autistic people. I swear to God.
It's autistic, aggressive, angry men.
People on the spectrum are immune to the cry bully tactics. Yes. What happened is Emaru just saw like a shit ton of people who were mad at her, and she wanted to do the correct thing. Unfortunately, this is just going to make it worse. And they're moving on to one of their favorite tactics.
The big question in everyone's mind is, well, are you still friends with Asmongold?
While it is appreciated that you are taking a stand and clarifying the clip, you do continue to be vague about how deep your associations with Asmon are. So
this is the crazy thing, right? Is that things actually, this has nothing to do with me. I don't do anything with Emaru on stream. I don't really go on her streams. She's not on my streams. And so because I was in OTK and she was in OTK, people lose their fucking minds. And so that's it. It's a deep association, very clearly.
Hopefully you've cut ties with that hate-mongering Nazi troll Asmon,
it's all me.
Right? Glad you made this and owned up to it.
Yes.
But you're still friends with Asmongold,
right?
So it doesn't read as earnest. Almost a decent explanation. But the elephant in the room is that your friendship with Asmongold is holding this back from seeming
always
sincere.
About me.
Okay, now what about your best friend Asmongold? Denounce
It's always about me. Isn't that insane? Wow.
Asmon, or
it's my fault.
Taking this seriously. You're friends with ass mold.
Uh-huh.
Ass mold?
I'm pretty sure she's still friends with Asmongold.
Now, whatever you think of Asmongold, he is friends with Emaru. They are friends, even though they disagree with each other. Crazy, right?
I literally said, like, I don't agree with the things he says. Like, what do y'all want me to do? Like,
this was over the last drama. This is, by the way, a reason why I don't collab with anybody anymore. I don't want to have people get harassed on my behalf or have people get upset about me or anything else. I just don't want to have to deal with it.
Shoot him on stream?
Yes, that is what
Actually, that'd probably make him happy.
They want you to do. Yes. Around 2018, I was facing nearly daily harassment for being friends with someone who was on the right. Hundreds of people were on my ass like every day. They were calling my job. They got emails.
Clive can handle it. He can. Like, I just, well, for me, like, that's the reason why I don't go to any streamer events. Like, I have no interest and no desire to be friends with any other streamers, any other, like, unless they're inside of that ecosystem that, like, I'm already a part of. Like, and here's another, this is going to be like an ego thing, okay? But, like, outside of, like, 4 or 5 people, every streamer is fucking irrelevant. They're nobodies. So, like, unless I'm friends with these people, like, privately, why the fuck would I care about being around them? Like, that's really the truth. So it's like, there's no benefit for me. McConnell's one of them. McConnell's one of them.
My family members, it was like non-stop. Now, this person was a good friend of mine, but in order to get all these people off my back, I did probably the cringiest thing ever, and I publicly disavowed her. Publicly disavowed a friend of mine over political differences. Now, for those of you who are new here, that sounds like something I would never do, but I did it. I bent the knee to a faceless mob of people who hate me. And in return, I received...
This is why I never do that anymore. Like, people get mad at me for, like, people I'm friends with. I say, yeah, that's just the way it is. You cry about it. And the reason why is that I understand that these people will, it's not like they're going to be like, oh, okay, we like you again. Like, they're not engaging in good faith. They don't care about this topic at all. They're just saying this in order to basically attack you.
Nothing. The harassment didn't stop, the hate didn't stop. Well, needless to say, karma is real, and the same thing happened to me years later. I was publicly disavowed by friends over political differences. This story ultimately does have a good ending. Me and my friend from 2018, we made up years ago, but looking back on all this in 2026 is extremely embarrassing. And if I knew what I knew now, I would have just told those people to go fuck themselves. But in the moment, it's incredibly stressful, and you just kind of...
People don't know the right answer, and they try to be... It's like you try to be a good person, and you think that people are upset because of this, or whatever other reason. Saw Pokey in public once, 6 dudes asked for a picture. Well, I don't know about that, right? But, like, all I'm saying is that, like, personally, like, for me, I don't know about her, like, I have no interest in being around other streamers. And the reason why is that, like, I'm very lucky in the regard that I have a lot of friends. Like, some of them are streamers that I've, you know, known over the years, etc. And they're guys that are, you know, part of my community and, you know, just other streamers that I know, like, you know, pretty much the people that you'd expect. And also, like, I have a lot of real life friends, too. And the truth is also, like, I am very, like... this, you might not believe this, right? But like, I actually have probably too many friends. Like, there are always people trying to hang out with me, always people trying to talk with me, right? It's just happening constantly. So like, really, I mean, I've never felt like I'm a, you know, like I'm like an outcast or whatever. So like, if there's people, like, this is my outlook with like streaming, is that like inside of this like streaming community, especially people that are like inside of the inner circle of that, they're very afraid of negative sentiment. And the reason why is because, like, for example, like somebody gets harassed, and for them, it's like massively overwhelming. Because let's say they only get like, you know, 1,000 viewers or 4,000 viewers or 10,000 viewers. That's nothing, right? That's nothing compared to the amount of people that are like watching on like YouTube, or people that are watching on, you know, Twitch live, or you know, Kick or something like.
What are you doing?
Nothing. Me? Just hanging around.
What are you doing? What are you doing?
Nothing. Me? Just hanging around.
What are you doing? What are you
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Ignition.
Poofy doo. You're a wolf now. Poofy doo. You're a wolf now. Poofy doo. You're a wolf now.
When this defense attorney pulls a shady incompetency move, the judge tears them apart.
Let me stop you. When did you talk to him and realize you had those problems?
Well, it's been a compounded conversation. So it was the first one, it was a little off.
Counsel, my question was a simple one. When did you know you had this problem?
So I'm telling you it's a compounded issue, Your Honor. It wasn't just the first time, it was the second time also.
Denied. Twice I've asked you a direct question, you can't answer it. No, I asked you for a date. When did you know you had the problem? They flew somebody in from out of the country. If this was a problem you could have told them about a week ago, we could have avoided that. So we'll go ahead with the exam. You can do whatever you want. You can build whatever your record is. We're going to use the witnesses that are here today. I didn't ask for an argument, counsel. I just told you my decision. Your office is continuing to do this to the court docket with attorneys that are scheduled that don't show, don't call, just ghost us. Sit down. Counsel, don't test me. Sit down. You're done speaking today.
Done speaking today?
Yes, ma'am.
When this defense attorney pulls a shady incompetency move, the judge...
You guys have personal jurisdiction over me, right?
And I'm a little bit hot. Serve the public just like you do.
When this teacher came into court a little hot while disputing a speeding ticket, the judge had to slow things down and explain how the proceedings actually work.
Good morning, Ms. Pearson. I see that you have a deferral from 2020, and so you do not qualify for the deferral program. Let's proceed with this matter. Please look over your police report, and then I will let you tell me your side of this story, ma'am. So 84 and a 70 is what you are clocked
Which is
at.
not true. I was not doing 84 and a 70. And I was checking my speedometer on a regular basis. The problem is that he was pissed that I didn't lag around like everybody else. And I made sure that my speed limit was between 68, 69, no further than 70, 71, 72. He was mad because I went ahead of him. And that's what he said. Because I said, you're a lie. I said I wasn't speeding. And he said, well, you moved ahead of me. That's what he said. And that's the reason why I'm in court, because I'm very upset that I got a ticket that somebody lied because I wasn't doing 84. I was not. And I saw my speed limit. And I don't appreciate that he did what he did. And that's why I'm here.
Your story against his story. He says you're going 84.
Well, I wasn't. And if it's my word against his word and you don't have any other proof, then it shouldn't just be the officer. We are both citizens. I am a teacher. Serve the public just like the officer does and just like you do. And I don't appreciate anybody lying on me about my speed. That's a problem because you're not able to prove that.
Just wait 1 second. Just please. Not his word. It's a certified speeding device that has certification in the court that has been tested for accuracy that got you 84.
I was not doing 84. And we also know, and I was trying to get a lawyer because I know that that's not true either. Those things are not accurate. And if that's accurate, that's a freaking lie because I know I was not going any more than the lower 70s. And I'm a little bit hot that is something that you are trying to say.
Right,
so if there is a ruling that I don't like, I would like to see how I can protest against this. I'm not doing
protesting against it. It's called a contested
protesting
hearing.
As far as somebody else.
Ma'am, can you please just a contested hearing? You know, as a teacher, if you could just please maintain some cordial conversation, I'd really appreciate it because you are coming off really hot, as you said. So please.
I apologize, Judge. I'm not trying to come off hot. So I apologize.
Talk normally. Okay?
But what'd you just say?
So let's just talk normally to one another.
Okay, well, that's not something you should have to say either, because that's actually something else too, which we won't get into. It can be considered bias when you say stuff like that.
Would you like me to set this over for you to find an attorney?
Yes, I would, because my other attorney is not in this area. So now I got to try to figure out where to find one. But yeah.
All right, so you'll receive a notice in due course, and then we will just proceed from there.
Okay. And I'm a little bit hot.
Not sufficient evidence to prove this at trial. But why?
When the police skipped a crucial step in an OWI case, the judge had no choice but to dismiss it, even though the refusal carried serious consequences.
We will go on the record in the matter 25 TR 23, State of Wisconsin versus Justin Decora. We're set here today in this matter for a motion hearing. The state has filed a motion to dismiss this matter, and the court has set it for a motion hearing to hear the basis for the court's motion, or if this is still proceeding as such, because this is an OWI first and it's a very high standard. Mr. Schmidt?
After the defendant gave a refusal of breath sample, the police did not get a warrant. The refusal of breath has worse consequences than the OWI 1, and it's not reasonable for a jury to hear that the police didn't get a warrant when they could have after there's a refusal. There was also no PBT conducted, so we really have no idea what his blood alcohol concentration was at the time. Given those factors, we already have a penalty worse than the OWI itself. There's not really a reasonable basis to pursue the OWI.
What is the penalty that's worse than the OWI?
It has a longer revocation period.
But if there's a longer revocation period, but there's no other ticket or there's no other fine, it's just revocation of a 1 year of your driver's license.
Yes. Regardless, we wouldn't be able to prevail in the case anyway, as I believe that's in the motion.
No, it's not. Well, it is. It just says, I believe it's an insufficient motion because it just says the state believes there's not sufficient evidence to prove this at trial. But why?
Because the police did not do a warrant to get blood or breath afterwards.
But essentially, this is not showing the public strength, I guess.
I have spoken with the police. They know that they can do warrants on OWI 1s now, and they have changed their practice since this occurred.
Then I guess that's the basis. Then I guess I have no other choice but then to grant the dismissal. Not sufficient evidence to prove this at trial. But why?
When
Are you, in fact, refusing to turn the child over?
As of right now, yes.
The court is going to remand you to the Calhoun County Sheriff.
When this mother refused to turn over her child and cited abuse concerns, the judge remanded her until the child was turned over.
The plaintiff's motion for denial of parenting time for makeup parenting time, as well as plaintiff's motion for return of child and to enforce the orders. Ms. Martinez, have you, in fact, complied with the turnover order in this matter? And I say that only because the most recent motion, the plaintiff had contained in paragraph 17 of the motion various texts from you, in fact, demonstrating or showing that you do not have the intent to comply with the court orders in this matter.
I did return Bella for visitations with her father until she was abused by her father physically. She came home with cuts to her mouth that were confirmed by her pediatrician. And then that is when I stopped.
It's my understanding from reading the motion that the CPS was involved and they did not substantiate. Is that correct?
They were at the doctor's office when the doctor showed them and confirmed to them the cuts on our daughter's lips. However, whether they followed their protocol for child abuse or not is I'm not exactly sure.
Okay, well, I can only assume, I don't know, but I assume that they followed their protocol as they're required to do. Well, I guess the main point is, are you in fact refusing to turn the child over to the plaintiff?
Well, as of right now, yes.
As a result of your failing to turn over, as this court has ordered, the court is going to remand you to the Calhoun County Sheriff, where you will remain incarcerated until such time as the child is turned over to the plaintiff.
Okay.
So you can go with the deputy.
If I'm in jail, how am I supposed to get my child and give her to the plaintiff? I'm just trying to make sure that I know what to do from.
You'll have to call somebody or let the plaintiff know where the child is so he can pick up the child. In this particular matter, I do note that the court has previously, and there are makeup parenting times that are required. Ms. Sharp, what are the makeup parenting times that you've requested?
Okay, so the first time was 29, and now my client's stating it's 34 overnight.
34 total or 34 this time?
Additional.
Okay, so we have a total of 63. Ms. Martinez, is that square with your understanding?
Yes.
Court will order that the child be turned over to him immediately, forthwith, and that he will have the child for the 63 days that he has been denied as makeup parenting time.
I can have my ride here. Cindy, go get the minor child and bring her here within a half hour. She is only about 5 minutes from here. When my friend Cindy goes to get Bella, should she bring her here to this?
Bring her back to the court. In fact, what we'll do is we'll have Ms. Sharp and her client, they can be out in a conference room and the child can be turned over to them. And at that time, once Ms. Sharp is confirmed that he has the child, then we will allow your release.
Sure.
Are you, in fact, refusing to turn the child over?
As of right now, yes.
The court is going to remand you to the Calhoun County Sheriff.
When this mother refused to turn over her child and cited abuse concerns, the judge remanded her until the child was turned over.
The plaintiff's motion for denial of parenting time for makeup parenting time, as well as plaintiff's motion for return of child and to enforce the orders. Ms. Martinez, have you, in fact, complied with the turnover order in this matter? And I say that only because the most recent motion, the plaintiff had contained in paragraph 17 of the motion various texts from you, in fact, demonstrating or showing that you do not have the intent to comply with the court orders.
Like that. And so are people that are like looking at tweets or stuff like that. It's overwhelming for them. And so like they don't want to say anything about it. The repercussions, yeah, they're afraid of it.
Want it all to stop, and you will do whatever you can to make it stop. So I understand why Emeru came out and made a statement. I just really hope she doesn't wind up disavowing friends over political differences like I did. It was a huge mistake and it is not worth it. Because
my opinion is like anybody can say anything they want about me. I literally don't care. It doesn't matter to me at all. And the reason why is that I view streaming as a career and as a job. And so I don't hold anything against people personally whenever they act in a way that's beneficial to them professionally. I just simply don't care. It doesn't matter to me. It's not relevant to me. I view everything as just basically a professional relationship. And anything that's beyond that is maybe positive, but it's separate. Yeah, I just literally don't give a shit. That's about it. Doesn't matter to me one way or another.
We're going to find yourself surrounded by
thing as just basically a professional relationship, and anything that's beyond that is maybe positive, but it's separate. Yeah, I just literally don't give a shit. That's about it. Doesn't matter to me one way or another.
We're going to find yourself surrounded by people who see you as a temporary ally and not a real friend. Don't get me wrong, I'm not a never apologize.
Well, and that's what streaming friends are, by the way. They are temporary allies. They're not your real friends.
And you see this, that whenever one of these people, right, it's like, because if it was one of my real friends that was getting attacked by something, I would feel like I have to say something about them, right? I have to say something and defend them. And so if you don't have people that are speaking up and defending you, the odds are it's because they're not really your friend. They don't really care about it that much. They just simply find you to be convenient for their career. And the moment that you stop streaming or they stop streaming, you'll probably drift apart. And there's really nothing wrong with that. There are a lot of guys that I would talk to and I was like super close friends with whenever I worked at the IRS. And, you know, I don't even know what they're doing nowadays, right? Because, like, you know, they were coworkers. I like them a lot. I mean, honestly, I miss some of them. But, like, overall, like, life takes you in different directions, and that's the way that the world is, right? I mean, that's growing up. It's getting older. And so whenever you see that, I think that there's a lot of people that are streamers, and this is another factor, is that a lot of streamers are socially retarded. Many of them didn't have a lot of friends in high school. They weren't popular. They didn't have people that liked them. And in general, they were just kind of losers. For me, I wasn't. I mean, I wasn't like a super popular, like crazy cool guy, but like I always had a lot of friends and I always got along with people and I never had a problem fitting in anywhere I was in my whole life. I never really have. And so because other people don't have that understanding, then they have a huge, huge problem being able to speak out about this, because if they don't know how to have that type of an outlook on it. And I think that socially retarded, well, it's also that, again, whenever you're beneficial for a person's career, you should never expect that, and especially if something happens with you and they're not willing to speak out about it or say anything about it, it's probably because they don't really care about you. Like, it's not, and it's also never that, like, they don't, it's that they don't care about you more than they care about their image. And that's what matters to them more. And that's not always a bad thing, but it's important to know it. Because if you don't know it, you have a misconception. And like, it's like, for example, like you ever be like around a girl that you like a lot and then like she doesn't like you back and it like fucks up your head, right? I mean, this has happened for me, I'll be honest. You know, I was like 19 or something, right? And so many, many years ago, it was a big thing. And so if you have that environment, you're going to lead yourself into a direction that will bother you. It's going to massively bother you and massively like negatively affect you, because like you think you're on one level, but actually you're not.
Person, you should apologize if you actually do something wrong.
There's
you
a
actually
big conversation
wronged
about that.
someone.
Huge conversation.
But you shouldn't apologize to like a nebulous, faceless mob of people while facing down a barrel of a gun. There is nothing that she could say and no amount of money she could donate that could convince me she's not a soulless ghoul like all the men she's happily surrounded herself with for years. There is nothing you can ever do to please these people. So why bother?
Exactly.
They will not be happy until you kill yourself.
Yep.
And even then, they will dance on your grave. And I know, like, with everything going on right now, like, is this really a video about cancel culture in 2026? And it's like...
It absolutely is, because they're trying to bring it back and push this narrative again. And it's getting a huge amount of pushback now. Because I do think that this on the internet was like kind of a point where a lot of people, you know, there's like a degree of like woke people that were like getting outspoken again. And I think that after this, it definitely kind of contextualized them and people were like, wait a minute, these guys really are losers. Because people kind of forgot how big of losers they were, because it's been a few years since this has been happening. So whenever this did happen, I do feel like a lot of people are now back on the side of what the fuck are you talking about? Like, you weirdo, like you're trying to cancel people, etc.
Yeah, I don't know. First of all, you should expect that. You clicked on a shoe on a head video. But second of all, yeah, I feel like this is kind of important to talk about. I feel like this type of thing is part of the reason we are where we are right now. This type of stuff drives people away from the left. And more importantly than that, it's just evil. I saw some leftists covering Emaru being canceled, and they were like, the cultural shift is here.
Well, this is what they care about, right? And the reason, woke is back, right?
Woke 2.0, we don't play around, we're mean.
Yeah, exactly. And that's why you have to treat these people like that, is that the moment that you don't bully these people and aggressively push back against them and even proactively push against them for like what their narratives are, is the moment that they consolidate power and they're able to continuously do this to other people. You should always push back against them. You should always shit on them. You should never let them know even the slightest amount of peace. They are awful.
Now,
terrible people.
Woke 2.0, because woke 1.0 worked out so well for you guys in the country, right?
Yeah.
You're supposed to learn from your mistakes, not double down and get...
After woke 2.0 is over, gay marriage is getting banned. Okay? Sorry, guys.
Worse.
I don't make the rules.
I don't know how you can look at the last 10 years and be like, we have got to get more annoying. Like, what are you doing? Attacking normie streamers for not wanting to be involved in political discourse? Also, I feel like this goes without saying, but I'm going to say it anyway. I'm not smearing, like, the left as a whole, okay? This isn't fucking Fox News. This isn't the Nuxano.
It is the left as a whole. It is. Because the ones that don't do it, allow it. That's the problem. The amount of thought and diversity of thought inside of the leftist community is like nothing. It's tiny. It's a fraction. And so it is all of them.
Or channel. I'm well aware there are plenty of left-wing people, especially in my audience, who feel the same way I do. I'm talking about a certain faction of the mostly online left. I was about to say it's like a loud minority, but I don't even think it's a minority anymore. I think it's like a majority. Like I feel like I'm one of the only ones
It's
like
what they do.
Holding down the fort. Like me and Anna Kasparian. And every day I'm called a right-wing grifter for being like, hey, maybe we can focus on the issues that like actually affect the working class, you know, things that actually help people, not stupid fucking shit like going after e-girl cosplay streamers. Like, can we just get back to the fact that we are all being ruled by satanic billionaire pedophiles who may or may not be eating children, please? Thank you. In conclusion.
If only they were only eating children. Wouldn't that be nice? If they were only eating kids?
Emaru did nothing wrong. People are tired of having politics shoved down their throat, and you don't need to speak about things you don't want to speak about. You don't have to do that. You don't have to say the line, actually.
You don't have
this
to
is
do
mass
anything.
psychosis, rivaling on 2020. These people are trying to socially ostracize this woman for not putting like a black square on her Instagram. They're just mad at Emaru for not doing like the ice bucket challenge or some shit. Like that's basically what is happening.
That's how you know she's 35. She remembers that.
Here. If you are going to streamers for political information, you are cooked. If you are going to Sean Head for political information, you are deep fried. So
and if you watch me, you're obviously really smart and you understand the world. That's the difference.
that was that little video. If you like my yapping, please subscribe. And if you can, donate to my Patreon down below. It really helps the channel out and I appreciate it so much. And I will see you guys very soon with a new video. Bye!
Man. I mean, I agree with everything she's saying. I do. Yeah, for sure. Absolutely. And, okay, Kami, mommy, just relax, bro. Calm down. And no, she's totally right about what she's saying. And it is an ecosystem and a community of people that are systematic bullies. They try to create a false consensus on social media because they can't create a real consensus at the ballot box. And that is just increasingly becoming more the case. They are taking 95-5, 90-10 issues, things like trans and sports, things like kids being trans, illegal alien criminals over, American and European citizens, pushing away and hating, normal cultural things and then replacing them with garbage. This is really what it is. And no, I really think that if you watch Freakazoid video on High Guard, no, I haven't seen that at all. And that's what they do. That is 100%. It's what they do every single fucking time. And the problem is that some people listen to it and they think they make the mistake that, oh, wait a minute. These people might actually care about the issue. They don't care about the issue. These would be people that would be turning you into the SS and celebrating it because they would be Nazis. They would be. These are people who simply like to exert power. They like to bully people and tell other people what to do. And it doesn't really matter what the power is. It doesn't matter what the reason is. If they were burning witches or killing people or anything else, no, not really. They absolutely would be. You don't understand the ecosystem that creates the environment that they exist in. I do. What these people do is they imagine a false consensus. They will never, and here's how you know that what I'm saying is true. They will never hold a viewpoint that is counter to what their ideology is. Nobody falls in line with their ideology 100% of the time. So why is it that they never have a viewpoint that runs counter to that? It's because the viewpoints are performative in the first place. They don't have any actual viewpoints. They're simply saying the thing that they think that they're supposed to say. So that's the reason why.
pull this man up. Yeah, what is this here? And never friends defended her. I mean, again, I wish more of the, like, I mean, again, I don't want to get involved in, like, Emmy's, like, her friends or something. Like, I don't know about that. I don't want to talk about it a lot for obvious reasons. I know them. But, like, overall, I do think that a lot of them should have defended her. I guess I should say that. I mean, I think they should have defended her, and I didn't like the fact that they didn't come out and say that. And I think that, like, if you want to do that, that's fine. But it's important to keep in mind the people that, you know, don't do that for you, right? And I find it to be problematic. It's very problematic. So, yeah, those are not friends. I mean, I definitely wouldn't look at things the same way. If that was me, I would not look at things the same way after that at all. So you give them too much credit saying that they're consistent. They just do whatever globalist overlords tell them. Well, what I'm saying is that their value system is not intrinsic. It is based off of what they think is culturally acceptable, and they wait for an established consensus inside of their in-group before they create an opinion about something. That's really what they do. And so that's the reason why I said that they would be burning witches or killing Jews with the Nazis. It's because if that was the considered popular social opinion at the time, they would follow it, because their values are not derived from a principled position. They're derived from fitting in, the ability to exert power, and the ability to be able to do what they want and be seen as a good person. And that's the reason really why. I'll link you guys the video. Like, it's a great video. I mean, I think it's a very, very good video. I'm very happy to see this. And, you know, I've watched Shoe on Head, as I said, probably since 2012.
You get on my.
Hello guys and gals, me Mutahar, and there's a pretty big update for people who are worried about that Discord age verification nonsense that's been going around. Now in the last few worried about that Discord age verification nonsense that's been going around. Now in the last couple weeks, really the last week, there's been a lot of hullabaloo about Discord verifying our ages next month, ladies and gentlemen. You know, hello guys and gals, me Mutahar, and there's a pretty big update for people who are worried about that Discord age verification nonsense that's been going around. Now in the last couple weeks, really the last week, there's been a lot of hullabaloo about Discord verifying our ages next month, ladies and gentlemen. You know, making sure that we provide them an ID that verifies if I'm an adult or, you know, if I'm not an adult, right? So of course, we're a little bit worried about mass surveillance and, you know, all these organizations asking us for our driver's licenses, right? But thankfully, in some cases, Discord kind of stepped back. They cut ties with that Palantir-affiliated company, which was known as Persona. Now, of course, that was a small experiment, but there's actually been a pretty huge response, and I imagine this response came out because there have been so many people who have raised a rightful stink about Discord, you know, basically going global with this whole age verification bullshit. But also, there's been a lot of situations where people are very, you know, reasonably canceling their Discord nitros, which is not a good thing, okay? It's not a good thing when people are canceling their subscriptions and taking their money away. But I think the damage is done. So it's time to just sit here and kind of look through all of the backlash, the sort of bullshit that's here and sort of read through it. So anyways, from the people behind Discord, getting global age assurance right. So here's the thing. They talk about where they missed the mark. So they knew this was going to be controversial. I mean, they knew it. They knew bringing this to the world was going to be bad. That I don't disagree with, okay? Many of you walked away thinking we're requiring face scans and ID uploads from everyone just to use Discord. That's not what's happening, but the fact that so many people believe it tell us we failed at our most basic job. Now, here's the thing. I really do kind of agree that maybe this blew up bigger than they expected, and the controversy was definitely huge, but I've always, in my coverage of this, pretty much made it readily apparent that most people will not be targeted by this. There is an AI that they're using, a visual model, whatever you want to call it, that makes sure that they capture a whole variety of information and then decide who we should be capturing driver's licenses from. If they were to capture a driver's license from every single Discord user, that would be absolutely insane. Remember, we literally just had tens of thousands of IDs leak through their actual third party that was verifying for one area, one country. So imagine just letting this shit happen internationally. That would be a fucking nightmare. So I totally agree with that. I totally get it. But anyways, here's what they're doing. Did they cancel this whole push? No, no, they didn't. Okay? So we know many of you believe the right answer is to not do it at all. We hear you. We also know these changes carry different weight for different communities, and that for some, questions of privacy and identity aren't just preferences, but safety concerns shaped by real-world experiences. So yeah, absolutely. They say that teens need safeguards. The number of teenagers on Discords have significantly increased since the pandemic, and they deserve an experience appropriate to their age. At the same time, adults should be able to have the full experience on Discord. So the way that age assurance works, the verification methods, is actually shaped not by them, but by the laws around us. So places like the United Kingdom, places like Australia, Europe, multiple US states. So here's where I sort of sympathize, right? In every area they operate, there's a different variant of a law that's passing, okay? Some motherfuckers are talking about a wet portal, some people are talking about, third parties scanning your driver's licenses, and some places are talking about shit baked into the operating system. It's evolving, it's insane, and I could only imagine when you're a company like Discord, it's it's just a headache. So I could totally understand why they went out of their way to make it global instead of hey, maybe cater it here and then cater it there. It's just a headache trying to sort of match everyone's different age assurance bullshit. But anyways, to go down over here, ladies and gentlemen, they say that for 90% of people, nothing changes. And the 10% of people that do get flagged and have to give up their driver's licenses, yeah, I mean, if you choose not to verify, here's what happens. You keep your account, your servers, your friends list, your DMs, your voice chats. The only thing that changes is you're not able to access age-restricted content. So I guess anything that is a NSFW server is whatever, right? If you have to give up your driver's ID to access the NSFW server, right? So I guess that's pretty much what it comes down to. Now, me personally speaking, from them to partner with a Palantir affiliated organization was already bad enough. And that's not even getting into the discussions. I showed you a few days ago this write-up from VM Funk where them and a bunch of other security researchers looked through, again, just pilfered through publicly available IP addresses and databases and saw that Palantir Persona was definitely collecting, or at least allegedly collecting, and processing more shit that they were ever supposed to do, right? Things that would get down to the really nitty gritty, shit that people probably don't want. People were being scanned against alleged databases that were looking at them for, again, being politically sensitive or whatnot, and whatnot. These were things that it's creepy. It's shit that you don't want. It's Big Brother mass surveillance stuff that people don't want in their lives, okay? And that's just, unfortunately, the grim reality of it, right? This is the world that we're fucking headed to. And Discord is not the only one that's unfortunately under the gun for this. So here they kind of talk a little bit about like them and Persona, for instance. So here they actually do bring them up by name. They said that one of our goals was to give options, right? So they're actually going to multiple different vendors, and they went with a company called Persona, which was used by Roblox and Reddit. So they ran the Persona test in the UK, which I can confirm you can VPN yourself to the United Kingdom, and you can say, for example, build a PlayStation account or make a PlayStation account. You probably have to go through with a company like Persona. I think it actually is Persona in that case, that scans your face, your selfie, or a driver's license or a passport, whatever ID you want to give. Now, if it's up to you to trust that shit. I personally fucking wouldn't, okay? That's just me. So here they're saying when they're gonna launch this, and remember, they will actually launch this, okay? This will be a full transparency on vendors, and they'll give you real options in the product. So for them, what they want to do is they want this to be performed entirely on device, meaning that the information that is, personal to you doesn't actually leave your phone. So basically, TLDR here is they're delaying this whole bullshit to the second half of 2026 because you can't make this work in March, given the fact that who they were working with has been basically, just exposed so hard in the eyes of the world. And a lot of people have genuinely woken up to this, right? Like people are asking, why is this even happening? Why are we pushing for this nonsense? Why are we not putting the blame on a lot of the parents purchasing their children, the devices and phones and computers and laptops and tablets that allow them to access Discord in the first place? Look, I get it. The world is different now, okay? When I was a kid, the family computer was literally in the living room sometimes, okay? I didn't even get a computer in my room until, I was like a teenager until I probably touched sophomore year or something of that nature, right? And even then, right, like my parents were definitely the type of people that, would just come in, they would talk to you. They'd be like, how's your day, son? And then, they would multitask. They would ask you about your day, and they'd look at your computer monitor and go, okay, well, he's not doing anything shady or what. He's just playing this little video game, or, he's on the internet forum talking about a video game. My parents were very connected. My parents were very watchful of me and my brother. And they definitely made sure that we weren't going to chat rooms and talking to weird greasy fucks on the internet, nor were we even thinking of meeting these people out there. I get it. The world does not have parents like that everywhere, okay? That is not a universal thing. But I feel that the blame should always be put first and foremost on the parent. There are so many parental control tools that are available for every single device at the operating system level that I don't feel that, parents have an excuse anymore to not at least look at these devices and put their children in some level of parental control, right? Like my aunt does it with her kids, and it seems to have worked out just fine. Especially when it comes to giving your kids an iCloud account, typically you do make them their iCloud account and you can sort of fit it inside your own phone. You can fit it under your own adult cloud account, meaning that you can monitor and you can control what they do, right? These are things that I feel like any parent should be responsible for. It's always the example I bring up. Like when you purchase a firearm, for instance, right? Very, very huge, very, very big purchase in your life. It's not a toy, it's a tool, and it's a very dangerous tool in the wrong hands. When you buy a gun, right, you purchase ammunition, I assume, for it, right? You probably store these things separately. You probably at least store a gun inside a safe. So why is it that, we put this responsibility on parents, on guardians, that when you purchase such devices, you put them inside safes so that, you can prevent children from getting undue access to it. When you buy alcohol, right, and you store it in your house, you probably should be checking for it level-wise every so often to see that maybe you're not the only one drinking it. Maybe, unfortunately, your children, somebody younger, could get access to that booze. And you don't want that to happen, right? Same thing, I think, should be applied to something like a cell phone, right? You don't just buy a kid an iPhone and you just give it to them and you don't monitor what they're doing on it, right? You and I know that the shit is crazy on the internet. We know that there's crazy people on the internet trying to take advantage of children, teenagers, so on and so forth. So why is it that you buy your kids a gaming computer, a tablet, a phone, things that, by the way, are not cheap? Most kids, most teenagers are not buying these things on their own. And here's the thing, too. These prices have jumped up so high, it only is logical that an adult or a parent or guardian is buying this stuff to begin with, right? And even if kids do end up purchasing like a device on their own, if they're living under your house, under your roof, you should at least be monitoring what they're doing with that device, right? At least that's my opinion.
In the small side.
Wait, so he's getting medical care? Oh my God.
You know,
a lot of advertisements for
Morgan secured a $29 million for a car accident victim in Florida. Wrote dollars.
Oh, I could get rich. Oh, this is like. You know what? I've been seeing a lot of
dollars, and even if you think your case isn't worth millions of dollars, why not start?
You know what I've been seeing a lot of advertisements for on the radio. I've been seeing a lot of advertisements for cryptocurrency and gambling. It's like you're just shooting fish in a barrel. It's like you have all these retards that are like, oh, I could get rich. Oh, this is like the new Bitcoin. I feel like it should be illegal to do that.
And fight for what you deserve. And Morgan & Morgan makes it so simple. You can start a claim from your phone in just 8 clicks. So if you're injured, you can easily start a claim at forthepeople.com/LC bodycam, or click the link in the description and pin in the comments.
Hi.
Hello.
So before we get into everything, can I just bring you up here so we can all talk together out in the front up here?
Oh, no.
Oh, no. Okay, do you have your...
Oh, no. So she won't come closer. She has to stay under the protection of the tree.
Okay.
Said yeah.
Okay.
And
so
also,
all I'm asking you for is your name right now.
Laura.
Okay, what's your last name, Laura?
I'll tell you when I feel
Police eventually identify the suspect, seen here, as 33-year-old Laura Garrett.
She's 33? Damn. How about that? Wow. That's rough. Damn. Oh,
accompanied
shit.
by her boyfriend, who apparently wants no part of this interaction.
Based?
475, you want to head back out here?
Am I being detained?
Yes, you ma'am, you are.
Oh, okay.
Yes, ma'am.
The squeak?
So you don't have a last name you want to give me?
Well, I have a last name. I'm saying I don't want to give it to you yet
That's what he
until I
just
understand
said.
what exactly I've done.
Because as of right now, we're conducting a criminal investigation, okay?
Uh-huh.
I don't know where that's going to go.
Yeah.
All right? I haven't talked to really anybody else yet. They just said, hey, that's the girl over there. So I came out to talk to you.
Okay, so then why do you need my last
Because
name
we're
if you're just asking questions so
Because
far?
like I said, we're conducting a criminal investigation.
And I
You
will
can see she's starting to get stressed.
give you my
Okay.
last name when I feel comfortable doing so.
Okay, when will you feel comfortable doing so?
When I know what you want from me.
Isn't it crazy? Like, they are literally adult daycare. This is insane.
Explain that. I'm just trying to get some basic info from you first.
All right.
Okay?
Well-
But I do need your name. You are being detained right now
adult
until we figure
daycare.
out what's going on.
All right, so let's figure out what's going
Okay.
on, and I'll give you my last name.
So you're not going to give me your last name.
I will give you my last name when you tell me what it is. That's up
The
to
other officer will come back out here and talk to you in just a second. You're unwilling to come up front and talk to us?
If you're gonna be like that, sure, I'll come out.
let's go up
Oh,
front.
now she's waving her arms around. Uh-oh. Here we go.
I'm gonna go this way.
Well, let's go this way. There's the other officer right there.
We're over here.
Hang on a second. We're not going to do whatever we want. That's not how this is going to work.
Okay.
Ma'am.
Oh, bro, now you know why the boyfriend is like, I bet that boyfriend is sitting under the tree and he's like,
Sir.
Ma'am.
Sir. I am walking to the front of the park.
Yeah. Because he knows where this is
Is that
going,
not what you
bro.
wanted me to do?
He
She's
knows where
refusing.
this is going to go.
Walk to the front of the park?
Oh, dude. Think about how insufferable
I'm
this
so
person
sorry,
is.
sir. I'm so sorry.
I asked her to walk to the front of the park, and I'm getting this. She won't give me her name.
Adult daycare.
I don't understand.
Actual
Yeah,
adult
she's with another
daycare.
male back there.
I don't understand what
He's
the
right there.
problem is.
Uh-huh.
The one in the dog park with the dog?
I'm simply trying to...
Okay, no, you're right. No, seriously. You guys are right. I am being disrespectful. You're both right. I should not be speaking to cops like this.
Okay.
Those
Can I tell you why we're here?
Can I? Oh, yes,
Okay.
please. Yes, please.
Okay.
Yes, please.
We got a call.
Mm-hmm.
There's an allegation made against you.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Let me finish. Let me finish.
What,
I haven't talked to the
Explain
other
that.
gentleman yet. Okay. Let me go get his side.
Mm-hmm.
I'll get your side, and then we'll see where we go from there. Okay?
Was that so hard?
That's what I tried to ask you, if you would come up
Right now,
here.
you are detained. Okay?
That, and can I just say what? That's fine. He would not move past asking me my name. He would not tell me anything unless I gave
Did I
him
not
my
say
name.
you were detained and we're here conducting a criminal
Would
investigation?
you tell me? And no, I told him this already.
Jesus Christ. You know, I really have, after, this is going to sound really bad, but this has totally changed my perspective on police brutality. It has. I used to think, man, these guys are getting mad for no reason. Now, I have a totally different outlook on this. I really do.
I don't get ID'd at the park typically.
Let's go out to the front of the park and we'll figure this out. Okay?
Why are you detaining me?
I just told you.
I was asking him.
Okay, let's go to the front.
Why are you detaining me?
Because we're conducting a criminal investigation.
If you don't go up to the front right now, I'm going to put you in handcuffs. So, do you want to walk or do you want me to put you in handcuffs right now?
I mean, I
Adult
was already
daycare.
walking towards the front. And
Adult
all I wanted
daycare.
was what you told me, but
See?
You see,
Easy.
like, she can't handle being given orders or being told what to do, so she has to act like she's gonna do it anyway.
Yeah, right.
And while we're doing this, let me get your
Let's keep walking.
no, I will keep walking when you.
Okay, I'm not doing this.
Police decide they've heard enough and detain Laura.
Okay, all right, yep. I see what's going on here.
Yep, okay, got it. Why is it these people can't seem to think more than 5 steps beyond the present moment of crashing out? It's the 15-minute, it's a racist meme. It's the 15-minute mindset. These people do not think about anything that's going to happen beyond the next 15 minutes. The reason why is that they have, unironically, very low IQs. They're really, really stupid. And once you understand that, you understand how to deal with them. Like, police officers deal with these people all the time. That's why they see, oh, we got ourselves a retard. All right, let's just, just hog tie her right now. Let's go.
Seconds before she earns herself even more charges.
Hey!
Right now, you're detained, okay? You're not under arrest, but you're not following instructions.
This is very silly. I just don't want my earbuds to be lost. So that's the only reason I'm doing this. Because I want my boyfriend to get them. Will you knock it out of my ear? No? Nobody? Babe! Siri, I'm in handcuffs and it hurts!
Run, bro, run!
Babe, this
Run,
is the
bro.
time to move!
Run, bro!
Right now, if you keep on doing this, you're going to catch a charge. What are you doing?
She's sitting down. He's like, thank God. You've got your chance, man. It's time to run away.
What are you doing?
Why are you doing What are you doing? Yeah, what the hell is wrong with you?
Why are you doing this?
Why are you doing this, bro? The first thing he does is he looks over and he's like, bro. He looks at the boyfriend. He's like, what the fuck, man? And he's like,
Do you know her?
Jeez.
Are you guys together?
Yes.
What is your relationship to her? Your boyfriend? Is this a normal behavior for her?
No.
Okay.
No.
Maybe you can help me out. Because right now she's just detained. She's not under arrest, but I'm investigating a criminal allegation. I just need her to go to the front. Can you tell her?
We're recording as well.
That's good.
You're record. He's gonna record.
Yeah, you're getting recorded.
You acting weird.
That's fine. I act weird all the time.
Okay. All right.
I know.
Well, let's go.
I don't want to.
Everybody knows.
Let's go.
I don't want to.
Okay. Well,
Ow, you're hurting my arm.
You're under
You're
arrest.
hurting me. What am I under arrest for? You have not read me my rights. What am I under arrest for? Oh! My head.
Now you're catching a charge.
Oh God, bro! Music to my ears like a squealing pig. Isn't this beautiful?
Stop yelling. I mean,
Oh,
What
man.
have I done?
all this?
What have I done
wow.
to deserve this?
You just
What have I
to me.
done? What have I
Uh-huh.
done to deserve this? What
See,
have I
this
done?
is why in Japan they just wrap him up like a burrito and then they just carry him to the station. They don't fuck around with this at all.
You deserve this.
Can you just walk with us to the front? Because now you're under arrest.
Please.
That's fine.
Now
we'll take another unit.
Now you're under arrest. Exactly. So you've already fucked your wife up even more. I didn't do nothing.
Possibly two.
I'm not that fat.
Come on, let's go to the
Wait.
front. Possibly two.
I'm not that fat.
Come on, let's go to the
said,
front.
welcome to nothing.
What happens if you
Okay.
who do you call when the cops are the back?
Are you not going to walk up
Who
to
do
the
you
front?
call? You call the Avengers.
I don't know if I remember how to.
She does it, dude. I don't know if I remember how to walk. The cop is like, okay.
All right, well, we're going to wait till
We'll just wait here. We'll get another car.
Okay, what's the car
Yep, all right, that's fine.
gonna do? Run over me? Just gonna hurt
No, unfortunately not.
my wrist some more?
We're code 4, no need to run code, but as soon as possible.
Police said Laura caused one officer to trip and injure his knee before continuing to resist arrest.
I completely agree. I think, honestly, like, he might not ever be able to walk again. I think we should just put her in jail forever at this point. I mean, hurting a police officer like that, I mean, we can't have a dangerous person like this in the country. It could be a threat to anybody, and I think that the only way that we can handle it is just to put her in jail forever. I think this is the only option.
Now, officers wait for backup to arrive with a hobble restraint for the unruly suspect.
A hobble?
When she apparently
Hobble restraint?
decides now is a good time for karaoke.
Are you laughing? You know, all this is pretty ridiculous.
It sure is.
I love Florida.
All right, now we got the idea at least.
I'm proud to be an American, 'cause at least I know I'm free.
Jesus
And I won't forget the man who died, who gave that right to me. And I'll proudly stand up next to you.
God.
And I forget the rest. And defend her still today. 'Cause there ain't no doubt I love this land. God bless the Can I just move my hand so it doesn't hurt my wrist?
No, we just wanted to walk you up front, but since you're
And all I want to do is
Nope. Now you're not getting anything.
turn my
other
wrist.
officers.
All
so
I want to do is turn
drag
my
you to-
wrist.
Are you going to walk up to the front?
No, I tried to have you carry me. You wouldn't do it, so I don't know what
Why the fuck would they have to carry? Are you kidding me?
you want.
We've been trying to be cooperative with you since I walked out with you.
Oh, honey, you have not
This is
ever
not
been.
necessary.
You, Mr. Hanslake, have not been cooperative from the beginning.
So I think that this is what I think is going on. I think this is an obnoxious BPD girl that once again is used to getting everything that she wants in her life. But she's 33 years old now, and people don't think it's as cute as whenever she was 23. And now she's getting dragged down the fucking park highway or the park road, and it is beautiful. It really is. This is absolutely beautiful. I could watch this for my entire life. I could watch this every day. I would never run out. I would never stop enjoying this.
A little bit sorry to be so difficult to you. I should have
What's
tried to hug
BPD?
him.
Borderline personality
I don't
disorder.
understand why you're being difficult.
Like, basically, a lot of the really insane and obnoxious girls on the internet have it.
Because that man that called the cops threw his drink at me. Twice.
Okay.
And I told you
wow.
we were just going to the front so we can talk and
about
figure
it.
things
Yeah.
out. You just got very difficult with us for no reason.
Okay, I did not get difficult until this man.
Yeah.
Go through the park, veer left, and walk the trail. You'll see us.
What was I doing that was so difficult?
I got it. Do you need 5 of us if she's in custody?
No.
Yes, bring 5! Bring 5 of you! I'm huge!
I mean, you're just making this more difficult than it has to be.
Yeah.
He started it.
Okay, will you walk with us to the front?
Will he
Actual children. Mental children.
apologize?
No, ma'am. Will you walk to the front with us?
If you
Can we try?
If this guy apologizes,
Okay, let's try it. Let's try it.
No, well, I will do every single thing, every single
can you
tiny
walk with
thing
us to
you
the
say.
front?
If this man apologizes.
Will you walk with us to the front?
If you apologize. Oh, thank God you're here.
Thank God. Oh no.
Thank God you're
We were
here.
trying to walk up to the front, and then she just jumped on me. And
using the hobble.
So she hasn't. Well, she hasn't kicked, but.
She hasn't actually done anything, guys. Ow! 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 You're hitting my wrist! Ow!
All right, she's going on.
God! God! Oh, God! Okay.
Oh, we got a hog tire.
Yeah, sorry.
Mr. Third
They're
Cop.
gonna hog tire, bro.
Mr. Third Cop.
Oh no.
Mr. Third Cop.
I'm right here.
Can I see you?
I'm right here.
May I see you?
No, I'm busy.
May I see you when you're done?
You can talk to me.
Carrot hog tie.
The reason that I'm not
Oh my God.
the reason that I'm not standing up
Yeah.
and walking to the front right now
Yeah.
is because I wanted an apology from Professor Eisenberg.
Yeah. All right.
Oh,
Yeah.
no due process.
What's that?
Go on the side and pick her up.
They actually.
Are you able to just grab her legs right there or not?
No, this hurts.
Bro, they actually have her hog tied. Look. They literally have this girl hog tied. Oh my God. This is beautiful.
Are you able to just grab her legs
I
right there
love
or
it.
not?
No, this hurts. This hurts my wrist.
Oh God.
Look her under her armpits.
What's that?
Will you listen to a single thing that I said?
No.
Well, now she can't.
Nope.
So can you grab her legs?
Yep. Look at it. Look.
So you'll grab my legs and carry me, but you won't listen to me about how this guy on my right refused to tell me anything. Oh, maybe you'll listen to me. So this guy on my right, I walked over to him. I knew he was just, oh, you got a mustache. I should have known.
You have a mustache? Oh no.
He's what? Hold on. I will walk. I said I would walk 9 times. I said
Too late.
I would walk.
Too late. Too late, bitch.
Oh, let's put her down again. Stop.
Okay.
Why are you doing this?
Why are you doing this?
I would.
You started kicking.
Because you wouldn't put me down. It hurts. It hurts, guys. What do you want from...
All right, let's try again.
No.
She tried kicking, so she's not getting off that
Please
hard.
listen.
God, they just taser. Just taser.
Please listen. Please.
The officers resume carrying Laura to a patrol car, but it's not long until she finds herself on the ground once again.
This narrator is amazing.
You guys got your chest cameras on?
Yes,
Yeah.
we're all recording your behavior.
Good.
Yeah.
Good. Am I required to give you my name for no reason?
Yes, you are.
Yes. Ready, 1, 2, 3.
1, 2, 3.
Oh my God, you guys, please, this hurts so much.
Well, all you have to do is walk.
I agreed to walk. I agreed to walk.
What
Oh, man.
will come out, that's it. You
That
have
is
to
not
Oh,
true.
wow.
That is not
Beautiful.
true at all. It's like my hands are gonna. Oh my God.
Finally,
Oh,
Laura
wow.
and the officers make it to a patrol car, where, as you might have guessed, the suspect doesn't exactly make the situation any easier.
No way.
Will you stand?
Look
If
at
you
it. Totally defeated. Completely defeated. Look at this, bro. Totally I love this. Yep.
Yeah, I'll consider taking those off. So, here, let's put it down.
Yeah.
Why would I believe anything you say?
Yeah.
Okay, you want to try standing?
I trusted you when you were on your way over, and I tried to talk to you, and you wouldn't even listen to me.
Uh-huh. Yeah.
I've not heard my Miranda rights yet.
They're laughing at her, bro. I love this. He thinks it's funny.
Am I being arrested?
Well, yes, you are now.
Yeah.
Initially, you weren't.
Why am I being
It's like
arrested
watching
now?
National Geographic.
No,
Yeah.
resisting. But
Resisting?
there's probably more charges coming. All right,
Yeah.
Probably more charges coming. I should be scared.
Yeah.
Have a seat in the car.
Captain Justice, please.
Have a seat in the car.
Oh, bro, she's flopping out like a fish now. Oh my god, dude. They're laughing at her.
Ready? 1, 2, 3.
Can you take a seat and get going?
1, 2, 3.
It's like a fish.
Hey, this is not, I'm not doing any of this. Ow, ow, ow! You can't f***ing bend my hip the wrong way.
Uh-huh.
I mean,
There's no reason to make it worse,
hashtag America.
I mean, it is one of my top 2 favorite countries, if I'm being honest with you.
Oh, okay. What's the other? Wait, no. What's the other one?
Well, the other country, Zimbabwe.
Okay.
A lot of potential there, just some poor leadership in my opinion.
So these police officers are like, this police officer is involved with like fucking Zimbabwe politics? I mean, is that based? I think it kind of is.
All right, just sit tight for me, all right?
Thank you for your help.
All right.
Yeah.
Laura is secured in a patrol car while other officers get a chance to hear from witnesses.
Please. What did she say?
I don't even listen. I tried. This has been going on.
But something related to your Trump hat?
Yeah. Trump, this, Trump, that, Trump. Okay. Trump, everything. You know, Trump's responsible for that leaf falling off the tree. It's just
running her mouth. Got it. Okay.
Running her mouth.
Obviously, she ran her mouth. Not a very smart white girl. And
you know this dude is racist as hell, not a very smart, and he added the qualifying term white girl. Oh, bro, this dude is fucking... Do you think that he says it? I think he says it.
I was just trying to ignore her, and she's screaming at me, talk to me, trying to get her. I'm just ignoring her, and so she comes running through the gate, and I saw her running at me. I went running to stop her from coming through the other gate. I don't want any confrontation. I don't need it, especially off this little moron.
Well, you're thinking that she's coming over to do something?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
No, she wasn't coming like... Make believe she was a Viet Cong running at me. Okay.
Gotcha.
Okay? That type. Okay? So she got to the fence. To cool her off, I threw a little water on her from my thing.
Get the fuck out of here. The funny thing about this is how much that these people behave, resemble, and then also are treated like animals. Like, this is what you do for an animal.
So I locked the gate. Well, not locked, but shut the lever. Walked back into mine. She come flying over this, threw the Coke can at me, gave me a shove. And it's just going.
Did she hit you with the can?
Yeah.
Where did she hit you?
In the back of the head, which made me go this way, which wrenched me. I almost attacked her back.
Almost?
But I didn't. Okay.
Yeah.
That's why my blood
That's a
pressure and
gentleman.
everything went through the roof.
So she's just walking by. You
That's
guys
a gentleman.
walking by. Okay.
She sees that hat and it sets her off.
Okay.
And then she asks something about, Trump. And she's like, why do you still support Trump? And I said, because I think he's doing a great job. And that's what he said. And she starts freaking. And
she starts freaking. That's about right.
She gets into this one and throws her soda on. And
she did?
She did.
So I have my master plan. You guys have to understand, like, this is what my master plan is that once you get into power, you make it to where any of these people doing this stuff get charged with a felony, and then you make it to where felons can't vote. And so all of these people get effectively removed from the voting process, so we don't have to worry about them anymore. Like basically, so like it's you make it to where, and then you let them crash out, and then you punish them. You give them the charge, and now you don't vote anymore, and so now we don't have to deal with them. So like it's like a 3-step program to to paradise.
Boyfriend stands there and does nothing.
So
yeah,
what was the issue? Is this normal behavior for her, or
no? The original issue is just a simple question to these guys over there. She's kind of passionate about Trump and all that. She asked them why they still support him.
Yeah.
And then he started yelling. He threw his drink at us, and then she started yelling. Went over there, and then he kind of gave her a little body check, and then she started yelling more. And the bigger guy, he's the one that called the cops. He went off, and then she just sat down.
Any questions?
Is there anything gonna happen with him hitting her, or is that just over the video?
No, she is a primary aggressor.
Nah. No. Fucking perfect.
Aggressor in all this. Okay? No, she is a primary aggressor in all this. Okay? There's witnesses for that. She should have just minded her own business. I don't know what distance you were from her. I'm not going to tell you what you could have done. You pull her back or tell her stop doing, I don't know, whatever it was. But, no.
I didn't want to get involved with you guys, so
Well, smart man. Now, I don't know if you'll make a smart choice.
She just walked up and took care of this easily too. Trust me.
Yeah, that's all it was. But anyway, well, that's on her.
Next, we rejoin Laura in the back of that patrol car, where she's not exactly done talking yet.
I would have never guessed.
I'm supposed to laugh, all right?
You have me too. See, I'm not evil. I'm just.
No one said that you're evil.
I'm not evil. I'm just, you're just crazy.
This is Officer Hartwell. He's going to chat with you about everything.
Hi, remember me?
I do. I wanted your help and I made a mistake, but your friend was a jerk.
Why were you a jerk to me then? I was so nice to you. I came up to you. I told you why we were talking to you.
Yeah.
I told you let's go to the front so we can talk, and you didn't. And then you threw yourself
why
around.
didn't you do that?
Okay, but I want to talk to you about what happened. Okay, but before I do so, because you're in handcuffs.
Oh, my shoulder's really hurt.
Okay. Yeah, it's probably gonna hurt a lot more tomorrow.
Yeah, you didn't get the other
It's probably gonna hurt a lot more tomorrow. I love it.
Too, please.
This one too?
Honestly, maybe just my whole body. They dragged me all around.
I got all your legs and stuff.
All my legs? Did you get the 5th and the 6th one?
Yep.
Okay. All right. So, because you're in the back of a car and you're in handcuffs, I have to read your rights, okay? And then you can decide whether you want to talk to me or not.
Laura agrees to speak with the officer before detailing
Real genius.
her side of the story.
Okay. You want to tell me what's going on? Why all of this?
I am going to need a much more specific question. What do you mean, why all of this?
Tell me what happened between the gentleman that was wearing the Trump hat.
Oh, there has been conflict between the two of us.
I really understand the Salem witch trials. You know, I see where they're coming from. I never really had this perspective before, but after seeing certain individuals like this, it really gives you a different perspective on life.
The two of them. He is just as mean to me as I am to him.
Okay. So today, let's just focus on today. What happened today?
Today, his friend, who I've had several nice conversations with, I said to his friend, can I ask you guys why you still support Trump?
Okay, here we go.
And one of them, the one that I was talking to, started to answer me, but Trump hat started freaking out, yelling, cussing. He was freaking out, and it looked like he was leaving. So I was going to talk to his friend. He wasn't leaving. He was coming to dump his drink on me. We disagreed. He said, I'm going to get myself shot.
Walmart for a theft break.
And I got upset, and I jumped over the fence back to the park and walked around.
So he aggroed her.
What about what happened with the drink that he had?
He took some beverages and a bottle
He
of his
threw
coffee.
his drink on me first.
Okay.
Seriously?
And then?
Yeah, I dumped my drink back on him. He did it first.
Did you throw it or did you just dump it on him?
You threw it. You threw it. Because now she realized, oh, wait a minute. That's how I fucked. Uh-oh.
I don't understand the question.
Okay. You need me to reenact it for you?
He
throw is like this. Did you throw it like that? Or did you pour like this over him?
I poured my drink on him.
Okay, you poured your drink on him. Okay.
He threw his drink at me.
Okay. So you poured your drink at him, and then what happened?
And then now I'm here. Are you...
I shouldn't want to explain it.
I already told you what happened.
Okay. Now, are you
she's
on
coming off the drugs, that's why she's getting so confused.
I told you guys this, and
Maybe.
I love that this is your response because I'm the crazy one.
Wait, what did she say?
I love that this is your response because I'm the crazy one.
I love that this is your response because I'm the crazy one. I bet you get that a lot.
Yep. Now, you are under arrest for battery on a person over 65 years old, as well for resisting an officer. And, let me finish, and also you're going to be charged with battery on a law enforcement officer. When we tried to walk you up front, you jumped on me, which caused me to fall, and I got a boo-boo on my knee.
Are you okay?
Yeah. Okay?
Okay.
Any questions?
I do.
What's your question?
Why?
Before I close the door.
Is he getting battery for throwing his drink on me?
No, he's not.
No, he's not. That's it. Oh my God. This is amazing.
I'm a nursing assistant. I have no priors. I have no...
Well, now you will.
I am afraid for the world. Very afraid for the world.
Laura was taken to jail and booked for battery on a person 65 years of age or older, resisting an officer without violence, and battery on a law enforcement officer. Online records indicate the 33-year-old pleaded no contest to the resisting charge, but a judge later withheld adjudication. Laura was ordered to pay court costs, fines, and fees.
Man.
May I ask what my final destination is?
Jail.
Destination is?
Dude. Fees.
May I ask what my final destination is?
Jail.
She's like, God.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Subscribe now for easier access to the latest from Law and Crime Body Cam.
You know, the high guard. Holy fucking shit. Dude, the thing is that, like, these police officers, like, I really have to say, like, all of the, oh, wow, like, you know, these guys are so bad and, you know, the police are so mean. Dude, after watching these videos, my mindset is totally different. Like, after this, I'm not thinking, bro, am I even against police brutality? I mean, we were gonna say against every single time. Guys, I mean, there's some people, I think they deserve it. Oh my God, they're so obnoxious, aren't they? Defund the police. We need to refund the police. Holy shit. What a fucking animal. Oh my God, they had to hogtie this bitch and carry her around. Look at this. It's what you do to an animal. Oh my fucking God. So, yeah, is this a bit scary how disrespectful some people are against authority? Well, the thing is that, again, it feels like it's becoming a rising problem. How do you fix this? How do you fix this? The way that you fix it is it's very simple. You put these people in a mental institution. This woman belongs in a mental institution. Like, you can't have a person like this involved in, like, a polite society.